Facebook.com/Oluyole98.5 FM. Also on Twitter at Oluyole FM. Check us out on Instagram, Radio Garden, everywhere. Just type Oluyole and 98.5 FM. We are live on the radio platform, online radio platform, Mixer.com/Oluyole FM. We're also there, and in due course we will open the phone lines for you to join the conversation. Of course, you know the number 08055009850. In due course it will be open for you to join the conversation. Our website remains the same, www.bcos.tv/listen. That is our website right here. Once again, you are welcome. And of course, this is where we give you newspaper review with top-notch analysis, day in, day out. I call it news you can use. Okay, so get ready and let's do this together. Go straight to the papers. I have Punch newspapers.
And here's a copy of the Nigerian Tribune.
What about the first shot?
Yeah, so much to talk about this morning. Well, Labour is blowing hot, and that's from the banner head of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Court workers' salary prepare for anarchy. Labour wants governors, says 450 naira to $1 exchange rate criminal conspiracy against Nigerians. So whose fault exactly?
Did they just know? Okay. Yeah, I did just aware. It's been on.
And this threat coming from them, well, I don't know whether to take Labour very seriously. Labour has not been as vibrant as they used to be. Labour take cutting salaries and then taking on the government head on.
Well, I think they're saying this now because certain state governments have been doing that. Yeah,
and successfully too. If you ask me, Labour just blows out, and at the end of the day,
very unfortunate.
You hear nothing about it again.
Very, very unfortunate when that happens. Well, but I think every state government across board should begin to look at how to keep the economy running, despite the positive funds. It's a fact.
And this habit of always, while I'm not averse to managing the economy in a way that would achieve the desired results, but at the same time, it's begin to wonder, why is it that each time things happen, each time there is a challenge to the economy, the governors always want to fall back on workers. Workers are always the ones that have to gouge out whatever was not consumed by them in the first instance. It's workers that always have to pay more tax. It's workers that always have to have a cut in their pay. You begin to wonder that's the first place they look at. How do we make more money? Okay, stop paying their salaries for a while, cut their salaries, and
it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that this is where we find ourselves. On the front page of the Punch newspaper, Afenifere Ohaneze, Middle Belt Forum replied Daura on 2023 comment. Your uncle did emerge president in 2015 on competence, but zoning.
Wow.
That's Afenifere Ohaneze, Middle Belt Forum replied Daura.
Okay. Fake OK's release of 8.4 billion counterpart fund for Siemens electricity deal as Nigeria-US sign agreement.
It's okay.
Siemens again.
It's okay. It's okay. Let's continue. It will surprise you that certain, I call them voters that want to speak and defend something. I've come out and say even the sovereignty clause is really not sovereignty clause. It was just, I said, continue. You want to wait till they ring the bell on your head, Abby, and say for sale. You that's what we want to wait for. You think Zambia too didn't? They wanted to be, in the situation where they found themselves.
They didn't want to be sold.
It's just painful. A lot of people have been trying to explain it away. I say, if only you know that this is how it starts. It will be going that way. Some people say, no, it's not really like that. Okay.
And because the country involved in that, they actually know what they wanted all the while.
That's it.
They still know what they want.
That's it. They know exactly what they want.
If we are not proactive enough, they will get what they want. If we are not proactive enough.
Magu ordered my detention after I demanded 763 million naira legal fee, says a senior advocate of Nigeria.
That's a whole lot of money.
That's almost $1 billion naira, 0.7 billion naira right there.
But why should you be detained for that? It's Yorubas would say
well, we don't know what job he did anyway that is charging a fee for. We may not know what job he actually did.
Well, it is word against the Magus anyway.
Exactly.
We shouldn't to believe
it's like somebody's rallying all the enemies of Magu to come definitely speak against them.
Placed on the defense.
Trials of Brother Magu.
Right, what's Lagos lifts ban on boarding activities. NECO exams begin October 5. Common entrance exam holds October 17. That's on page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune.
And I think that's some good news.
We're getting somewhere.
Well, I think it's been in the news for a while that Lagos has decided, August, it seems, well, I think WAEC office is actually in Lagos, so for Nigeria. So they must have got that memo a long time ago.
I know one would want to say that metropolitan Nigeria and rural Nigeria, that we've not been too serious about enforcing COVID-19 protocols. But then I would say Lagos has been one of the most serious states when it comes to enforcing COVID-19 protocols.
Very true.
So if Lagos is lifting ban on boarding activities, I believe they must have gotten somewhere.
You see, that's what's actually caught my attention because boarding house. I was not expecting it actually. Really. I mean, I was not expecting it. I seriously was just not expecting boarding.
Because Lagos has been among the strictest when it comes to enforcing these protocols, and that's why I want to believe that.
I mean, I'm actually even like praising them for going that far. I mean, it's for your state tries it. This thing we are saying will not last. you know our people. It won't end well. We know our people. So I mean, but good one from the Lagos State government. Good one. Gradually, it means they are opening school finally. If you can open, say boarding houses can proceed. Really, wow. Okay. Somebody has taken the bullets, so others can decide to follow.
And I believe it's not just for Lagos. I believe it's not just about testing the water.
No. Your state has tested, so everybody can proceed. I mean, schools are behind. This is like the third week. Everyone has not fallen, so I think good. Gunmen attack bullion van, kill 4 policemen in a buoy. Wow, this is not funny. In the same vein on crime, 4 robbers also policeman killed. 4 robbers, policeman killed in Oyo community bank robbery. Well, Kajala local government area of Oyo State. Okay, who precisely? Wow. Well, maybe when our callers from that region call today, we might get a first-hand report.
We heard brazenness and criminal impunity taking a step further. Suspected Boko Haram members attack Borno governor's convoy.
That one caught my attention. I'm like, the nerve as a governor's convoy. Wow. Insecurity in Nigeria is taking a dimension that is worrying.
If it's well, I totally condemn this attack on the Borno government.
Of course.
But at the same time, if these things begin to touch those in high places, maybe they would be much more proactive in handling these matters. Of course, I totally condemn the attack on the deputy, on the governor's convoy. No matter what, crime is crime, criminality is criminality. But when it comes to the extent that the powerful, the rich also cannot sleep well, I think we'll be getting somewhere. They will see the need to do more to address these matters.
Well, for Borno State, we know it's a theater of war. But when things like this begin to happen down south too, Kogi, Niger, Benue, it's worrying. It's worrying because these guys didn't go to rob bare-handed. They came with ammunitions, and it tells you there's a massive proliferation of illegal weapons out there.
And probably those criminals feeling the heat up north in that part of the country.
Exactly, might be the ones renegade relics of those bandits now coming down south. Something needs to be done urgently. And I've told somebody, I was discussing with somebody, I said, see, this is not unconnected with last year's election. That's the truth.
Definitely.
The law of weapons found its way into people's hands.
Into the wrong hands.
Exactly. I said, have you observed that banditry seemed to increase? Yes, because they had access to weapons. And what else would they do than, cause mayhem? I would have suggested a situation where maybe after every general election, the police, the Nigerian army runs a mop-up exercise. Mop-up, serious arms and ammunition, because the way the people import ammunition pre-election in this country.
But there has to be a way to convince those who have the arms and ammunition to give them up.
It's not that easy. We know even the Niger Delta, where they might not have been really maybe about armed robbery, that they just want to use it to collect money, from oil things and all that. It's not that easy. Not to talk of where there's nothing else other than for them to use it to rob, maim, kidnap and all that. It's not easy, but I am sure there's a protocol that can be followed. Armament, disarmament, there's a process. The Nigerian police force had it ongoing. Was it 2 years ago? The Nigerian army runs the project in the Niger Delta. They know what to do. I think it should be a recurring thing across the nation. We need serious mop-up. There's too much ammunition in the hands of people. It's just too much.
I know one thing that surprises you again is the fact that, talking about small arms, the AK-47 is particularly popular.
It has become a regular thing now.
But do you know how much just one of these AK-47s sells for?
About
450,000.
I agree with you. Even Edsman is strapping AK-47 account. So it tells you that,
So is it the headsman that actually has 450,000 to buy
cows are expensive. Cattle is expensive. But I get what you're trying to say. So that we don't trivialize the matter. It's important that we find a way to ensure that people who are not licensed to carry weapons don't have them. As a country, we must. This is not Banana Republic now. We should be able to find a way to ensure that people don't have access to these things. There's a way. It's possible. It is possible. I believe it's possible.
It's up to the political elite.
That's it.
They are the ones that can afford these weapons and put them in the hands of the wrong people.
Because the ones that are here now, that are in the people's, they won't collect it back. And the moment the next election approaches, you start seeing importation again. Haba. Something needs to be done. Let's take some political news. Don't turn Edo to war zone. Don't turn Edo to war zone. Benin monarch warns. And they also have Ondo deputy governor dumps PDP. Moves on to ZL.
Wow. I saw that yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, it was still May dump PDP, May move to ZLP, but now it's confirmed.
It is. He wants to be on that ballot paper. He wants to be there at all costs. He's trying to prove something.
I hope he doesn't sink into political oblivion. He would have a chance to prove himself at the polls.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see how it goes.
See how
wish him all the best.
He is with the people. But I don't know. Did he do his homework very well before going to the extent with the PDP?
He's a politician. I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
But he must have been assured of something before going to the PDP. He must have spoken with the powers that be in the
It didn't work
PDP.
out. It didn't work out. So clearly it did not work out. Clearly.
He made this move at the wrong time.
Let's take more stories.
17 political parties submitted nominations for Ondo governorship election, says INEC. And 3,443 apply for Amotekun job in Ekiti. On page 22.
This headline is interesting. APC kicks as Wike says Obaseki has no opponent. Hey, what is it? We say nobody. What do you mean? Can you? What do you mean? Well, details of that story in the Punch newspaper. APC kicks as Wike says Obaseki has no opponent.
Yorubas will always say, "But they do job. We'll meet on election day." That's translating that
exactly.
What that means. We'll meet on election day. We'll meet at the ballot.
It's a war of words for now.
Account for 800 billion naira recovered from alleged looters. PDP tells APC Buhari government, page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune. Goes on and on.
This sounds like good news. We pray to follow through. I have the picture of Deputy Senate President V. Omo Agege. Constitution review starts after Salah break. Omo Agege. I want to review the Constitution.
Okay. And are they going to be talking about those things we have always talked about over the years?
Provided it does not go with the Salah. And they resume now, something else comes on the front burner. We'll see. It's personally, I'm looking forward to it, really.
Okay, we'll get there.
The Salah will soon finish now. By Monday morning, we will be fine.
World Bank approves $500 million for girls' secondary education in Ekiti, Kano, Kaduna, for other states. Page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune.
And the Siemens story you took is right here. Siemens projects federal government set to pay 8.64 billion naira counterpart fund. And Ajimobi government didn't fix more than 40 kilometers roads in 8 years, says Makinde. Says Adelabu, other critics mysterious, misinforming all your people. That's on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune. Azura, Edo, Nigeria not liable to pay $1.2 billion, says presidency. I wonder who's saying that. Have you read the contract? Have you read it? We are paying. It is well. Former Governor Amechi, current Minister for Transport, is talking here. He says, borrowing, give us option to China. Amechi challenges National Assembly. Okay. It's either China or China. All right. China,
Okay. And we must also sell our sovereignty because it has to be China.
It is China. It must be China. God help us.
Nigeria contributed $1.17 billion to ECOWAS in 16 years. And still on national security, Southern Kaduna attacks being carried out by militia reps tell federal government. And gunmen kill 14 in Kogi community, 13 from one family.
Do you know how many deaths we've read to this? This killed, that one killed, just front page.
And cutting across geopolitical zones.
We should not be comfortable with this. We shouldn't, because I think I've observed that we are getting used to it. And it doesn't prick us at all. People are just comfortable with it. They've died, no, really.
As long as we are not touched, we thank God for another day. We thank God for surviving another day. In Nigeria.
It's those guys today now. Who do we know that we'll be reading about tomorrow? We should not be comfortable with this. Something needs to be done about security and of life and property. Well, let's take more stories.
Baba says he's celebrating Salah in Asorok and he's not going to
Daura.
He's not going to Daura, and of course, Buhari to celebrate Salah in Asorok.
On a particular platform yesterday, we were having a chat, and somebody was saying that this was more like a pan-African, and all that, and people were saying a guy who lives somewhere in the north was saying that people in Katsina precisely will be counting on Mr. President coming home for Salah to at least assure them of some security in the area. That if Mr. President is around, you are sure that there will be heightened security in the environment.
What about Mr. President's safety himself? These are people who have attacked a governor's convoy.
They won't want to attack the president. But you can be very sure the kind of security that will be there. But now that he says he's not coming, wow. All right, we wish them all the best, because I don't know what else to say. It was a major thing that I know that Katsina, the Daura end towards the border. They are sure that Mr. President will most likely come for Salah. Even if it's just one day, they know that you are sure you can sleep with your 2 eyes closed. These are people who live there, houses around into Niger Republic. It's that bad. They leave Nigeria to go and sleep in Niger Republic. They are not sure they will not be killed overnight. Is that bad? It's not something we should be proud of.
And what safety is Niger Republic offering them that Nigeria cannot offer?
That they will not be killed overnight. It's a fact. No, it's a fact. Very unfortunate that we are discussing this in 2020.
I know more and more terror groups, more and more evil-minded people are finding a haven in Nigeria. I would say Nigeria seems to be fast becoming the epicenter, the gathering point of criminals and international criminals, trans-border criminals, and terrorists from different parts of the world.
They read newspaper, Tola. So when they discover that it's like this thing is working there, they go there. It's as simple as that. All right, take more steps before we go to the sports angle.
We have this one here. Federal government rolls out schedule for national examinations. Okay, we took that before.
NECO. Finally, we heard from NECO.
Common entrance October 17. It means they were probably active all along. They just weren't talking.
Maybe because minister is talking now fully, so they can now talk. Maybe, just maybe.
And federal government repatriates 289 Nigerians in 4th evacuation flight. Osun government threatens to deal with private school owners who are planned to reopen. And what's of this one's reps summon NNPC, NAPIMS, Ajib Ohando over $16.5 million contract debt withdrawal to chief executives of all companies.
And we have Taraba Oyo Benue /budget and signs into law. I remember our governor signed it into law. Now they revised the budget yesterday. Warren Kaduna Katsina communities engaging militias to settle scores. And when there's no government, who will begin to do things like this? If nobody's taking charge, why won't they be settling scores?
I suppose the word is sometimes good that it would get to that, not knowing that it's already happening.
Because they are allowed.
God forbid we have another Somalia. God forbid we have another Central African Republic.
We can't afford it. That's the truth. We can't. I mean, the security network is weak. The military is stretched thin. We know these things. We can't afford, rampant killings like it's ongoing, wanton killings across the nation. We cannot afford it as a nation. Government prohibits ram sale on highways, parks. How many highways they are selling ram now?
Traditional points of sale for rams.
It's about money, Abi. Okay. I can see somebody doing like this. Okay. All right. Don't sell on highway. We are not saying you should not sell. Government is not saying you should not sell, but do not sell on highways and then clog the ways, cause traffic. That's wrong. It's illegal.
That story you took about some robbers attacking a bank in somewhere in Okeo. It seems as if some robbers actually met their water.
Yes, that is one story I'm sure people will be looking forward to, that we must take the details.
It says mob set ablaze 3 suspected armed robbers who attacked Oyo Bank. Jungle Justice Day.
Well, Ndume faults federal government's amnesty for repentant Boko Haram fighters. Oh, finally somebody is talking from Kaduna State. Yeah. Amnesty for Boko Haram, for terrorists.
while their victims continue to languish in IDP camps.
Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate.
And US student dies in factory accident in Ibadan.
I think it's high time state government looks into how these guys run. A lot of people get injured and nothing gets done. And well, unfortunately now, if government cracks down on them, they'll say it's too hard. But I think it's high time something gets done. Seriously, irrespective of what people will say.
Can we even, talking about the expatriates now who run,
they're usually the ones who
run this factory, we can really crack down on them now that they seem to be holding our economy by the jugular.
Okay. You are going the Chinese way again.
So what is telling us, there is no option than for us to.
And that's someone. Your state is at least to an extent we run a federal system. I think the government of the day can still wade into the matter and ensure that the necessary precautions are taken in those places. Safety precautions are ensured in those factories. You can't just be killing me. 300 level students. If school were home, he probably would be in school. That's how the story paints it actually, that the COVID-19 induced school closure has resulted in the death of another university student. That's it. So unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Well, I think we should go to the sports page. On the sports page of the Punch newspaper, Osimhen quarantined after sealing €80 million euros Napoli deal. Big boy. 80 million euros Napoli deal. Congratulations, Mr. Osimhen. I wish you all the best in Napoli.
An NDD recommended for Man United. Ghana allays COVID-19 scare ahead of clash with Nigeria. And Swan bemoans that of sports developments in Ogun. The Ogun State Sports Writers Association. And sports industry policy will accelerate investment in sports, says Daddy. Talking about the Minister of Sports.
Pay my 23-month salaries. Sunshine driver begs Akeredolu. 23 months.
23 months.
That's almost 2 years. Something must be going on. Something is involved. I'm very sure.
23 months.
I'm very sure. I'm very sure something is involved. Somebody must have been pocketing that money. They play. They've been paying players now. How come his driver they'll be owing?
Truth take and thing with the team.
Somebody must have been pocketing it. The governor will need to look into it before they paint him black. Why academies outshine MPFL clubs in talent export, says agents. I think that's about that on the sports page right here.
We'll take some major stories and let's take this one. Fake OK's release of 8.64 billion counterpart fund for Siemens electricity deal as Nigeria-US signed aviation agreement gives not to ratify investment promotion agreement. The federal executive council FEC on Wednesday ratified the president's anticipatory approval for the release of 8.64 billion counterpart fund for the power deal with Siemens AG signed by the Nigerian and German governments. The amount is made up of 15.21 million euros and 1.708 billion naira onshore components. Briefing State House correspondence after the 10th virtual meeting of the council, presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, said the memo seeking the ratification was jointly presented with our power ministry counterpart, Saleh Mama. FEC OK's release of 8.64 billion counterpart fund for Siemens electricity deal.
Well, I think it's a go already. There's nothing anybody can do about that. We can only rant.
It won't be another deal go Ori.
Well, we hope so.
Stories about Siemens have not been too palatable concerning Nigeria in the recent past.
Seriously, hope this one,
doing business with them.
the details of this. Well, this is a contract that had been sealed already anyway, so they're just paying. Dropping the counterpart fund. Well, Afenifere Ohanize Middle Belt Forum, replied Daura on 2023 comment. Says your uncle didn't emerge president in 2015 on competence but zoning. President's nephew statement exposes Northerners plot, says Middle Belt Forum. Zoning not in the constitution, it's party affair. Arewa Consultative Forum. Socio-political organizations in the central and southern parts of the country on Wednesday took a swipe at Maman Daura, a nephew of the president of the Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, over his comment on the zoning of the presidency in 2023. The organizations, including the Middle Belt Forum, Ohaneze Ndibo, Afenifere, and the South Elders Forum, in separate interviews with the Punch, said Daura's uncle Buhari benefited from zoning in 2015. They also said if Buhari were to be assessed based on Daura's call for competence, the president was incompetent given the way he had been handling affairs of the country. But the Pan-Northern Socio-Political Organization, the Arewa Consultative Forum, said zoning was alien to the constitution of the country. Daura had, in an interview with the Hausa service of the BBC, which was monitored in Abuja on Tuesday, said the country rotated the presidency thrice. He stated, this turn by turn, it was done once, it was done twice, and it was done thrice. It is better for this country to be one. It should be for the most competent and not for someone who comes from somewhere.
Oh, okay.
But the President General of Ohaneze Ndibo, Chief Nia Nwodo, who spoke through his special advisor on media and publicity, Chief Emeka Atama, said Daura's statement was self-serving. According to him, former President Goodluck Jonathan was pushed out of office in 2015 because they not believed it was no longer their turn. Afenifere Ohaneze Middle Belt Forum replied Daura on 2023 comment. Your uncle didn't emerge president in 2015 on competence but zoning.
Now, what has jolted Maman Daura to go into the archives and begin to recall that zoning is not in the constitution? Could this be about particular ethnic nationality not wanting to let go of the reins of power?
It's beginning to look like that. Everything is pointing in that direction, and I've always told people, I said the political elite understand the psyche of the average Nigerian. When something favors them, you see them talking about it. When it no longer favors them, they say, see, it does not matter.
When it's convenient.
No, it's not. It's even a constitution. Oh God. We'll do for a commercial break. Let's go on that break. When we're back, more conversation. Don't go anywhere.
Oluyole 98.5 FM.
Inú mi o.
Ṣé ọ̀nà fún àyà tàbí inú rẹ̀ ń gbóná ni inú rẹ̀ ń dàrú? Andrews Liver Salt ń gbógun ti inú kíkún àti àyà títa ní wàrà ń ṣẹ̀ṣà. Tí àyípadà kò bá sí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì, lọ rí dókítà rẹ o.
Oyo State Internal Revenue Service, under the Executive Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, has graciously approved the following incentives and relief in order to ease the burden of COVID-19 pandemic on our valued taxpayers. The deadline for filing of annual returns for individual taxpayers has been extended till 31st of August 2020. Also, the deadline for filing of annual returns of employees till 31st of August 2020. 25% reduction in the signage mobile sticker of Oyo State signage and advertisement policy. For more information, check newspaper for details or call 008-370-9494 or 003-344-8865. Always remember to stay safe. This message is from the Oyo State Internal Revenue Service under the Executive Chairman Aremo John Adeleke.
Oluyole 98.5.
Conversation with Dio and Tola.
So glad to know you're there. Still conversation with Dayo and Tola, coming to you live from the stables of Oluyole 98.5 FM. You know, now story, Dayo just he's simply sharing his opinion. Remember, he lives inside the villa.
Are you sure it's just his opinion? Are you sure he is not flying the kite? Are you sure he has been sent to fly the kite and test the waters?
He said he advises Mr. President once in a while and all that. So if this is what somebody's pushing to the president, you can guess the likely agenda. Just trying to insinuate here. You know, let me quote what the Ohaneze said about his comment. They said, quote now, Ohaneze, talking about competence or the most qualified, was President Buhari the most qualified Nigerian when he ascended the presidency? As he proved to be the most competent? Are the service chiefs the most competent among their colleagues to warrant their being retained beyond their tenure? Obviously, no, because occurrences in the country since he became president and commander-in-chief have proved otherwise. Now that it is the turn of the South, precisely the Southeast, that's what is talking now, he is mounting the most qualified and competent. Equity is a constant flagship for peace and good governance. Without it, there will be continued agitation and crisis. End of quote.
Well, I believe Daura would acknowledge that the most competent could well come from any part of the country. Could come from the southwest, could come from the southeast, not necessarily from his own part of the country.
Sure.
This is what this is all about. So definitely there will be maybe the court of the people, or maybe an electoral college would be appointed to decide who is the most competent, because how they would begin to decide that, I mean, is it about the most competent? Is it about what the people want? You begin to ask them yourself some of these questions.
But seriously, I think constitutionally, it's high time we looked into how these things are done. Okay, does our constitution support it? Does it not support it? Should it support it?
We started it, whether the constitution.
Of course, I totally agree.
So if we started it, why change the rules in the middle of the game?
Sure, I totally agree. You know, but I'm just saying, okay, if Daura is saying this, somebody might be meeting the idea. Why are we not looking at this all along? You know, but because, and I'm going somewhere, that's why I said it's high time we looked at it. If you look at where, with due respect to every region, if you look at, locations or parts of the country where highly educated, highly exposed, highly experienced people are more concentrated.
You definitely lost southern Nigeria.
So, which means if really they want to talk about competence, it means a region, a location will most likely be perpetually in charge. That's why I said, why are we not looking at it constitutionally? If you are saying this is what you want, right? And then let's consider, enshrining it into the constitution. The question then would now be, so how do you now measure who is more competent? Because there's a difference between qualification and competence. So how do we measure? How do we decide who is actually more fit, for some of these positions? But I think it's a discussion we should have.
Now, we've had series of national dialogue in the past. Didn't those forum, those fora, didn't they address some of these issues, talking about the issue of zoning? And again, it brings up the question, why are we not implementing the recommendations of these conferences?
It's a big question for me too. You want to wonder why successive governments, even the Jonathan government that convenes the national, what name they call it in his own times, confab. I mean, the reports are there. He had almost a year, about 2/3 of a year to implement. They chose not to. Elections came and they probably dropped it. This government came in for the very first 4 years, no mention of it. Now they are trying to, pick bits and pieces, give some resource control here. Can we look at devolving power in a small place? Why not just, decide? Somebody just needs to stand up one day and decide to implement, if not the whole report, major chunks of this report.
I know the interesting thing is that the political elite and the socio-cultural groups are already calling for another such forum for us to discuss again. Not merely the fact that we've discussed several in the past and nothing has come out of it, despite the strong recommendations made on those platforms.
All right, you want to take a story there? Let's quickly take it before we open the phone.
I'm talking about court workers' salary prepare for anarchy. Labour One's governor says 450 naira to $1 exchange with criminal conspiracy against Nigerians. The Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria, ASCSN, the Nigeria Labour Congress NLC, and the Trade Union Congress TUC have warned that state governments are calling for a state of anarchy in the country over their unilateral decision to cut workers' salary and threatening to shut down all states that engage in such anti-labor activity. President of ASCSN and former president of the TUC, Comrade Boboy Kaigama, and the president of NLC, Comrade Ayuba Waba, who added down the threat in Abuja on Wednesday, said the state governors were hiding under the COVID-19 pandemic to cut workers' salaries against the national minimum wage law. They accused the governors of unilaterally reverting to the old salary regime pre-2019 minimum wage recently, even after the new 30,000 naira minimum wage and its consequential adjustment have been agreed upon and had since become a law. Court workers' salary prepare for anarchy. Labour warns governors.
I said it that a couple of states have been reverting. So he knows what he's saying. Actually, give it to him. He knows what he's saying. That don't do this. At least not at this time. And
if Labour is unrelenting in this kind of struggle, would you blame them? Look at the several billions in recent times that Nigerians have discovered to have gone into private pockets.
That's the unfortunate part. It's
so much money in circulation, being circulated among few Nigerians, few individuals, and yet it is
civil servants get to pay for the gluttony of
you have
political elite.
You have to puke what you have not eaten.
Very unfortunate. The phone line is open. 08055009850. 08055009850. Amechi is telling us, give us an option. Borrowing, give us option to China.
To China.
Which option?
It has to be China.
Tola can borrow you money. That is one that you are saying. We have our first caller here.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Today is, thank you very much. This is Chris calling from Italy.
Nice to have you.
Today is World Friendship Day.
Okay, thank you for reminding us.
So let us enjoy friendship and bring in happiness and intention and destruction in our country.
Friendship with China.
I'm happy that the federal government finally is able to so that schools can gradually resume. And wishing all the candidates very, very successful in their examination. Killing and killing. When we are not in a war period, this is very, very, very bad for our country. The security of human life is no longer the issue in this country, but we pray that things will return to normal. Nigeria should be able to set up a very, very strong security outfit and make the customs check this proliferation of arms, because the arms that came in before, nobody gives way to that kind of feeling. Let us do it such a way that even those who have said that they are spiritually or technically Boko Haram to go, so that we can get fresh blood to reduce the security aspect of Nigeria.
All right.
Thank you and God bless us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chris, all the way from Ikenne in Ogun State. All right, the phone line still open. 08055009850. 08055009850. Where are you calling from? 60 seconds.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir. Dario. Mr. Tola, good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Morning,
sir.
sir.
Fine, this is Shola from Okaka.
Nice to have you, Mr. Shola.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. Please, I wanted to find out something. I don't know, maybe it's the females, the other females that indicted the former particle and the other senators from US and the other case world, blah, 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 the other the same females.
It's the same company.
It's the company. It's just one. There's only one Siemens. There's only one company
Very
called
the same
Siemens.
company.
Wow, God will help Nigeria.
Amen.
And secondly, sir, on the issue of the banditry, we don't know what's going on. But a couple of days ago, I listened to your program over there, Oluyole, and the man was inside a security act. And if someone should listen to that program very well, you will know the source of this banditry. A friend from First Park sent me a picture showing me bandit, a Fulani guy on a bike, refueling his motorbike on a petrol station in the daylight, in the afternoon. It's terrible. God bless Nigeria. God bless you all.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, there's nothing wrong for a Fulani guy to fuel his car. That is Fulani does not make him a terrorist. It's what he does.
Maybe he was carrying a weapon. Maybe that's what caller failed to add.
Okay.
He may have had an AK-47 slung over his shoulder.
We can't be guilty of ethnic profiling here. It's not wrong to be a Fulani man. I mean, really.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
This is Agbola from Okewodo.
Nice to have you, Mr. Agbola. Go ahead.
Please, I want to ask one question. Mr. Dayo and Tola, do you think the way Nigeria is going now is not going to collapse one day?
We don't pray it collapse.
We don't have president. We don't have government. Our government, the president is not competent. See people dying every day. People without anything. Are we going to continue like this? Do you think Nigeria will not collapse one day? God bless you. Good morning.
All right, thank you, Mr. Agbola. We do not pray Nigeria collapse. We are the people called Nigeria. Okay, so let's do our part to ensure it does not, and let's look forward to support government across board and ensure. Of course, we'll do our part, but collapse? No. We are due for a commercial break. When we're back, we'll take more calls.
ṣé ọ̀nà fún àyà tàbí inú rẹ̀ ń gbóná ni inú rẹ̀ ń dàrú Andrews liver salt ń gbógun ti inú kíkún àti àyà títa ní wàrà ń ṣẹ̀ṣà tí àyípadà kò bá sí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì lọ rí dókítà rẹ o.
Conversation with Dayo and Tola.
So glad to know you're there. It's the conversation with Dayo and Tola. Phone line is still ringing.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. That sounds like Mr. Aruna.
This is Aruna from.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well done, sir. God Almighty is always your friend, by the grace of God.
Amen.
I just want to advise our people. We should be very careful of the language we are going to be using when calling on this program. How are we going to say a country is a collapse? We should just continue to pray. We all know that what is happening, we are not happy about that. But we just have to be praying for this country, and most especially Oyo State. God bless our country. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you so much, Aruna.
I think that caller just expressed this concern. He is worried, just like we all are, about the direction in which this country is drifting. Well, he used some strong language.
Exactly. Let's avoid those language. Olakunle Don on Twitter, he said Makinde's template is now being used by Lagos on schools reopening. The Peseta governor, we should give it to him. Go, sir. Abi, that's what you want to. All right. Thank you, Olakunle Don. We'll go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Diane, Tola, how are you?
I'm very fine, sir.
Fine, thank you, sir.
God bless you for the good job you are doing over there.
Amen.
Thank you, sir.
This is Dayo from Okeo.
Oh, nice to have you, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, he said
story
okay.
on the armed banditry that and that took place yesterday.
Thank you.
Just thank God for his intervention. And want to give thanks to the community people, especially the youth and the vigilantes. If the commercial bank we have that is serving the 3 local governments, Utesiwaju, Kajola, and Iwajua, was yesterday. I mean, it was attacked, and nights were used. Even the police station, was attacked. Even attacked the bank. Thank God for those people who rose up, the youths, the vigilantes. And they were able to overpower the armed robbers. Now we want to appeal to the government that the vigilantes should be equipped, well equipped. Thank God for the Amotekun that is taken off. So let it be well taken care of. Because that is, apart from God, we have our hope. Hope for security. Not in the federal government any longer, as we all what is happening all over the nation. Like this Amotekun kind of thing. So let it be well taken care of. And our rules in the local government area, it's just thank God that we are able to overpower those robbers. The road network is nothing to add on about. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Daya from Okeo. Thank you for that update. I like it when citizens report themselves.
And I would like to state here that while we are glad that the robbery attempt was foiled, I think as much as possible we should avoid jungle justice. While they were apprehended, they should have been handed over to the police rather than the mob setting the armed robbers ablaze. We should avoid jungle justice, really.
Very true.
Because we could end up actually killing innocent people in the process.
Leki Ajobiwe on Facebook is saying, good morning, Mr. Dayan. Tell them why cutting of the worker salary is the next thing. It's political appointment. Jumbo pay is supposed to be reduced and do something about. Okay, I'm trying to get something. Okay, God save Nigeria. Leki Ajobiwe from Omiadio. Thank you so much. Matthew Olaleru is saying NECO has finally released the WAEC exam dates. Okay. On security, vigilante repel armed robbery attack at First Bank in okay. Someone from there has given us what really happened. Okay, good morning. Yes, so from Ilero. Olashupo Ibironke also on Facebook saying, I think the attack on the convoy of Borno State Governor is a wake-up call on the security situation in the country. Look at the Southern Kaduna case. Our supposedly sleeping leaders seem to have no solution to the crisis. Olashupo Ibironke saying, constitutional review, are they going to talk about restructuring? It could be part of it. Ajiagbo Mojo Wulo is saying from Gumosho, good morning, Mr. Dayantara, cutting of worker salary care. Chai, how much are they collecting before? God, come and hear something. Nigerians don't enter second chance. Okay. Ajia is talking there. Oluwashion Okikiola Okonlawon also on Facebook is saying, good morning, Mr. DNT. This Ondo deputy moving from one party to the other looks like he has eaten payback political plan. Ondo people should be careful. Thank God for the conclusion of external exams body updates. Kudos to you. Your touch every morning. Thank you. That's too sure. Madam Bolanle Areo saying, good morning, guys. Must this government send Nigeria to Chinese? Erumba Mio. It is well. Alagbe John Adetunji, thank you. Let's speak a call.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, nice to have you. Please go ahead, briefly.
God will be with you.
Amen.
And talk to in Nigeria.
Amen.
I want to thank federal government for the reopen and allow our children to do our NECO examination.
Come on,
thank you.
Thank you so much, Yamasura. All right, let me quickly jump back to Facebook. So many comments right here. Alagwe John Adetunji says, good morning. All these borrowings, what are they using them for? No positive impact on Nigerian people. Let Lai Mohammed shed more light. He's too quiet. or has he gone into isolation again? Okay, he spoke yesterday, or was it 2 days ago now? God bless Nigeria. Christian Bolahon Adio is saying, good morning, Mr. Dayo and Tola. Kudos to you. I'm not sure that I'm still in Nigeria. Different story every day. May God help us. That's what is actually showing that you're in Nigeria. The different stories. Ismail Lukman saying, good morning, Mr. D and T Ekweto alone. Thank you so much from Okefia Oshogbo. Thank you. Sheye Adeleke Sheatronics. Doc is saying, good morning, guys. It bemuses to hear how these northerners talk when they feel like, when it favors them. Well, it's unfortunate. It's a political elite, actually. It's not just northerners. That's the truth. If it favors them, they will be all out, singing the praises of that policy. But if it does not, they'll finish the thing and just drag it down. Someone is here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Bolagade from Okeo.
Nice to have you, sir.
Thank you very much for the job over there. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Concerning the armed robbery case in Okeo yesterday, do you know that a mobile police officer was killed by the armed robbers?
It was reported.
It's a matter of taking laws into hands. It's not a matter of doing good justice.
Okay.
We really need to commend those people that God really used. So thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Agbalagade.
The anger about the police killing probably prompted the
Most
action
likely.
of the mob.
Most likely. That's why it's good to have eyewitness accounts. Okay, someone else is here.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Dayo. Good morning, Mr. Tola.
Good morning,
Good morning, sir.
God bless you. You are doing a great job, sir.
Thank you.
I believe Nigeria will be great once again.
Amen.
Abdulaziz Mayowa from Mubank Olodo Ibadan. Please, it is an SOS call onto the government and authorities. This issue of road, I reported it up sometimes ago on your program.
Okay.
The government have not looked into it. They should please help us on that. And there is this backlog of serious deposit of sands on the main road, particularly, especially at the Oyeminya bus.
Hello. Oh, that. Okay.
Oyeminya bus stop on Oludo Road, as in on the Iwo Road, Oludo Road.
Okay.
Government should, it is what government should do. It's not a responsibility of people living around that place. It's a very serious deposit and it's causing a serious traffic.
Wow.
Please, government will look into it.
All right.
And then, thank you, Ludo, Emu, or Road. They should please help us. What you are going is having issues every day. And we, the landlords, we put latrite. Every time we are putting latrite, rain will wash it away. Even if the rain is not washing it away, the latrite will soon get over it. Please, government should please help us to come out fix our you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Abdulaziz Maiwa from Bank
The Ministry of Works is listening.
Exactly. And even the local government, that should be Lagelu, right? Yeah, that should be Lagelu. Local government can do something about, and they should do something about it. That's the much you can take on the show today. Chris from Ikene, Shola from Okaka, Isaac Agbola from Ogbomosho, Mr. Daya from Okeo, Monsura from Ogbomosho, Mr. Agbola Gade also from Okeo, Abdulaziz from Maiwa from Bank Olodo. Thank you so much for making it a date. Okay, people turned up today. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Till tomorrow, I remain Oladayo Ogunbowale.
Tola Teriba.
Have a great day. Up next, Spotted Bits.
Oluyole.
Listen all you want. It's always free. Thanks for showing us the way to better radio.
Oluyole 98.5 FM.
Here we go. Good morning, Ibadan. Good morning, Oyo State. Good morning, Nigeria. Time check, 7:30 a.m. and it's sport time. Once again on Oluyole 98.5 FM, the trailblazer, the pride of the nation. You know that we are the best in the West. Oluyole is here once again to bring you up to speed with all the happenings in the world of sports. Bring you the latest, the hottest, and the juiciest news. Don't forget exclusive interviews that you can only get on the numero uno of radios in Nigeria. Yes, no doubt about it. It's a sport time. Once again, of course, we'll be touching stories from the world of golf, boxing, rugby, name it, tennis, basketball this morning, and of course, the round of the game of football this morning. Don't forget, you can listen to us also on internet. Yes, we're streaming live on Facebook and of course on Twitter. On Facebook, just visit www.facebook.com/Oluyole 98.5 FM, and on Twitter, we're at Oluyole FM, and of course on Instagram, you can always check us out at Oluyole 98.5 FM. You can also listen live on www.bcs.tv/listen. Yes, a massive shout out to listeners on Agility FM 92.1 and Okyogun FM 96.3. This morning we'll be kickstarting the show from Umuahia, where newly appointed Abiyaware's coach Imam Amak Makabo says that his dream is to bring glory to the Umuahia based club. You remember that Amak Makabo shot into national prominence back in 2016 when he led Rangers to their first league title in 32 years, playing a brand of free-flowing attacking football that endeared him to the heart of many footballers. But now that he has joined the Umuahia based club that is well known for a very, very poor pitch, this might pose a big threat to free-flowing football by the coach. And this is one issue that the coach has also been talking about. Let's listen to Imama Amakbakabo on the show this lovely morning.
The challenge, in all honesty, that everybody has posted to me is one thing: our playing tough. So, that's why you saw me when I came here. I started walking around. I started wanting to feel the turf and see how it is. Because even the laws of the game, FIFA says no one is what? The pitch. We have to try to see how best we'll be able to manage this stuff.
The state government must do something to that particular pitch. It has been in bad shape for a very long time, and for Imama to succeed at that club, they need to actually fix the pitch for him so that his team will be able to play free-flowing football. Moving on this morning, let's talk about Victor Osimhen. Yes, his former agent has finally opened up on what transpired between himself and the Nigerian international. Osimhen parted ways with the agent after allegations of him asking too much from the deal that will see him move from Lille to Napoli. Osimhen dumped the agent Gerard Benoit Zika for a new agent called William Davila, and the whole process had to restart all over again. And of course his former agent Xhaka have been talking about it. It says that there is a lot of pressure on the young man, and a certain William Davila has actually been winning for a very long time. He said that himself, and his crew have been trying everything possible to offer to get Osimhen a very good deal. He also went on to explain the deal that he actually got Osimhen. Yes, he said that there has been a negotiation on commission of about 5 million euros on the transfer, or 8% of the gross contract in total. He said that's the best deal that he feels that the young man deserves. But of course, now that he's no more in charge, you'll be waiting to see what the new agent has in stock for the young man. We also keep our fingers crossed as we wait for the official announcement. But of course, you know that we always bring you latest as far as this Osimhen deal is concerned. Yes, the agent, one of his representatives, Osita Okolo, has been talking about this delayed move. Don't forget that Osimhen, I can confirm to you actually that Victor Osimhen has put pen to paper with Napoli. He actually did that last week Friday and immediately flew to Nigeria to begin his summer holidays. Well, the deal is reportedly worth 70 million euros and could rise to 81 million euros with bonuses. And we understand that the deal has actually been signed. All is left is for Napoli and Lille to announce the deal. Meanwhile, Osimhen and Samuel Chukwueze both flew into Nigeria on Monday, have actually been quarantined in Lagos after the duo arrived the country aboard a private aircraft made available by Napoli. Yes, it's part of the deal taking him to the Italian club. This is the third time that Osimhen has been quarantined since the COVID-19 pandemic broke out in March. He was first quarantined when he came to Nigeria for his father's burial back in April. When he returned to the club, he was also quarantined. And now, another quarantine for the young man Osimhen, who was Lille's top scorer last season, bagged 18 goals in 10 games in his debut season with Lille, and was also named the club's player of the year, and also won the Marc Vivien Award for the best African player in the French Ligue 1. So talking about Nigerian players are doing well for themselves across Europe, let's head straight to Denmark, where Nigerian midfielder Frank Onyeka was voted Danish club FC Midtjylland's player of the year after an outstanding season for the newly crowned league champion. FC Midtjylland disclosed this after posting a picture of Onyeka on their verified Twitter handle receiving his award at the weekend. The 22-year-old scored 4 goals, made 2 assists in 35 appearances in all competitions for the club in the just concluded season. From there to another Nigerian. This time he's moving to the second tier of English football. Yes, his name is Tom Delebashiru. You understand that Championship club Sheffield Wednesday have completed the signing of the Nigerian midfielder Afisayo Delebashiru from Manchester City. That is actually aimed at getting him regular football and aided his development as a young boy. Alright, moving on this morning, not a very good one coming from Tunisia. As far as the Nigerian player is concerned, the sojourn of former Canopla striker Julien Lokosa to Tunisia has come to an abrupt end after Esperance decided to terminate his contract. After emerging the MPFL top scorer with Canopilas, Lokosa moved to Esperance with the aim of securing regular football action with the club. He succeeded in playing just few games with the club before injuries curtailed his progress with the club. The current African champions announced on Wednesday that they have parted ways with the Nigerian on mutual consent. Lokosa made his debut for Nigeria Super Eagles in an international friendly against DR Congo before Russia 2018 at FIFA World Cup. Moving straight to the Glass House, now known as the Sunday Dakoro House, the NFF technical director Petrus Tsiberang has reacted to reports claiming that he was sacked by the NFF. He said that the report is absolutely untrue. The report last week claimed that Beberang alongside Shiji Lagunju and Rafi Yusuf were recently sacked by the NFF, but in a brief interview yesterday, Beberang disclosed that there was no official notification to that effect. It says, and I quote, "I was not sacked, and even at that, there was no notification from the NFF about what you are saying." One of the assistant technical director, Rafi Yusuf, who was also reportedly sacked by the NFF, told Newsman yesterday that they were not sacked, but rather their contract lapsed and it's yet to be renewed. Wow, I want good news that will come as a very, very good morale booster for the NFF is the news that FIFA has ratified a $1 million grant to the NFF to protect and restart its football. The NFF and other member associations across the globe are all expected to benefit from FIFA's $1.5 billion groundbreaking COVID-19 relief plan after the Bureau of the body approved the plan on Wednesday. The NFF, led by Amajuma Wempinig, can also access interest-free loans of up to $5 million according to a statement issued by FIFA yesterday. She added that each member association would receive an additional 500,000 grants for women's football development during the plan's third phase. The massive spending plan aims to help men and women's professional football as well as youth and grassroots development through a system of grants and a loan. Good one coming from FIFA, making sure that football returns across the globe. Moving to the sport of rugby this morning, where captain of Nigerian Rugby Union team Onoru Emmanuel Jato has described the sport as one of the safest in the world. He made this disclosure while featuring on Saturday Breakfast Sport, a flagship sport program on BSWS television. He said that against the belief that rugby is a dangerous sport, he says that it's actually a well-regulated sport and one sport that actually does not that keeps players safe from injury. Let's listen to Onoru Jato on the show this morning. Yes, I had the conversation with him. It was a long one, but of course, let's listen a bit to his thoughts on the sport.
people still believe that it's a dangerous sport. What do you make of that? Is it truly a dangerous sport?
It's no more. It's no more dangerous than, say, football, because rugby is a heavily regulated sport. There's loads of rules to keep people safe, the players safe. So I mean, over my 13-year span of playing this game, I've had very minimal injuries. I think I've had more injuries from playing football than I have from playing rugby, to be honest.
For more on that interview with captain of Nigerian Rugby Union team, you can always check us, check our BCS Television YouTube channel for the full interview with the captain of Nigerian Rugby Union team, where he spoke to me about the development of the sport in Nigeria. Moving on this morning, the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja yesterday struck out the stay of execution application filed by the Ministry of Youth and Sport Development over the recognition of Ibrahim Shehu as president of Athletic Federation of Nigeria. The court, which struck out the stay of execution after the sport ministry withdrew the application, reserved the date for the judgment for a later date after hearing the appeal by the ministry. Moving to boxing quickly, world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua will fight anywhere, anytime. That's according to his promoter Eddie Hearn. The British boxer, who is 30, has not fought since he regained his WBA, IBF, and WBO heavyweight titles with Andy Ruiz last December due to COVID-19. Hearn says that the younger man of Nigerian descent is ready to take on any boxer anywhere and at any point in time, even as boxing is set to resume in the United Kingdom. Joshua, who has also reached an agreement for 2 fights with fellow Briton Tyson Fury, was originally scheduled to fight Cobra Pulev in June, but the bout was postponed because of the pandemic. Moving straight to cycling this morning, where the start of next year's Tour de France has been brought forward by a week to avoid clashing with the men's road race at the scheduled Tokyo Olympics. The International Cycling Union has confirmed that the 2021 Tour will begin on the 26th of June and end on the 18th of July, 6 days before the start of Mount Fuji road race at the Games. The Tour, of course, is one very popular tour that a lot of fans look forward to every year. And now that COVID-19 has caused the postponement of Olympics, it means that one has to make way for the other. Moving to the NBA this morning. The NBA has confirmed that there were no positive COVID-19 results from its latest batch of testing a day before the season restarts at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. Players arrived at the quarantine bubble earlier this month to resume the season after it was abruptly halted in March due to the pandemic. The games will be contested without any spectators in attendance, and players will have to live on site for the duration of their team being involved in the competition. A July 28 report also showed that no positive COVID-19 cases, which means that the sport of NBA and of course basketball is set to resume in America. It shows once again that sport is winning. The world is winning the fight against COVID-19. Back to the world of football this morning, and of course my first point of call is the Italian Serie A, where Juventus yesterday lost yet another Serie A game as Zlatan Ibrahimovic scored twice to help them maintain AC Milan's unbeaten run since the restart of the Serie A. Cristiano Ronaldo's hopes of finishing the season as top scorer in Italy's Serie A faded further as champions Juventus slumped to a shock 2-0 defeat away to Cagliari. The forward is on 31 goals for the season, 4 behind the Lazio's Ciro Immobile, with only a home league game against the 5th place Roma left to play. Cagliari, who are 13th on the table, shocked the newly crowned champions in the 8th minute when 20-year-old striker Luca Cagliano reacted quickest, stabbing home Federico Mattioli's pass to net his first goal for the club. Things went from bad to worse for Juventus in first half stoppage time as Giovanni Simeone smashed a right-footed shot across goalkeeper Gianluigi Buffon and in at the far post to put Cagliari 2 goals up, with a first half goal chalked off for offside. Ronaldo had plenty of chances as Juventus dominated, but he found his effort smothered by the Cagliari's defense when his teammate did manage to get a shot on target. They found goalkeeper Alexio Cragno in superb form as Cagliari held on to the win. And to AC Milan yesterday, they were able to extend their unbeaten run as AC Milan forward Zlatan Ibrahimovic scored twice and Gianluigi Donnarumma saved a penalty as they won 4-1 at Sampdoria to stay unbeaten since the Serie A season restarted. Good run for AC Milan right there. Heading straight to the Premier League this morning and talking about the FA Community Shield. The Community Shield, we understand, will take place at Wembley Stadium on the 29th of August. That was confirmed by the English FA just yesterday. The traditional curtain raiser for the new season will see the Premier League champions, that's Liverpool, play either Arsenal or Chelsea, who meet in this Saturday's FA Cup finals. The kickoff time for the game will be announced on a later date. It has been reported that the match would welcome a restricted number of supporters into Wembley Stadium as part of plans for supporters to make a socially distanced return to sport venues more widely from the 1st of October. Moving to the second tier of English football this morning, where Brentford gave Griffin Park a fitting farewell as they came back from a first leg deficit to beat Swansea and reach the Championship playoff final with a 3-2 aggregate win, playing their final home game at the 116-year-old stadium. The Bees were trailing 1-0 against the Swans, but 2 quick goals from Oli Watkins and Emiliano Marcondes quickly turned the tie on its head. Van Ubuem then sealed their passage shortly after halftime and a 3-1 victory on the night for them. It could well be their West London rivals that they will fight they will play against for a spot in the Premier League next season, as Fulham lead 2-0 on aggregate ahead of the second leg that is built to take place later tonight. Taking a look at a couple of transfers stories this morning. Yes, it's summer already and transfer stories and rumors are flying around already. Brighton, we understand, have completed the signing of defender Joel Veltman from Ajax Amsterdam. The Seagulls signed Vietnam by triggering a release clause in his contract, paying Ajax over £900,000. That sounds like some players' wages already. Alright, moving on. Manchester City are close to agreeing a deal to sign Valencia winger Ferran Torres. Talks between the club are at an advanced stage and discussions are centering around an initial fee of £20.9 million plus bonuses. Also, James Maddison has a broad agreement with Leicester City over a new 4-year deal. No paperwork has yet been signed, but it looks like the Medicine will be staying at Leicester City until 2024. Also, West Ham United are interested in Bordeaux and Nigerian striker Josh Maja, the 21-year-old who made a name for himself at Sunderland, is also of interest to Rangers as a potential replacement for Alfredo Morelos. Maja is not pushing for a move, having only joined the League One club in January 2019, but the French club's finances have been impacted by COVID-19 and they could sell him to raise funds for the club. That'll be all on Spotted Beats this lovely morning. Big thanks to everyone who's been part of today's production, and bigger thanks to everyone who's listening anywhere you are this morning. My name is Bolu Ajuma. The show returns tomorrow morning, God willing. Till then, do have a lovely day and stay safe.
Oluyole 98.5 FM.
Smooth. Why the hell I do my thing? Smooth.
Brewed longer for a smooth taste for Niger Kings. Be a king.
Oluyole FM 98.5.
It's 10 minutes before 8 on Oluyole 98.5 FM. You are welcome to our commercial belt.
unbeatable. That's the BCS for you. Yeah, BCS TV. Oluyole 90.5 FM Ibadan. Agility 92.1 FM Ogbomoso. Okiogun 96.3 FM Alaga. For inquiries and patronage, please call 081-5271-9250. 081-5271-9250. That's the BCS customer care line for you. Do call BCOS, a media giant in a class of its own.
Vasco Ventures nínú ilé ẹni bá dúró re tí ò bá sáwọ ojú fèrèsé tó jojú ń gbèsè ó kù díẹ̀ káàtó àmọ́ sáà mo níròyìn ayọ̀ kan fún yín o gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ń wá bí tẹ́ ẹ ti lè ra ojú fèrèsé àtèròjà rẹ̀ tó jojú lówó Vasco Ventures ní kẹ́ẹ̀gbà lọ fún onírúurú curtains and accessories breaking stones leather damask American bed sheets plain voile merino damask tó ń ti curtain poles and accessories tí kì í sáyédèrú fẹ̀yìn alára tó tà àtẹ̀yìn tẹ́ fẹ́ rẹ̀ yọ òtítọ́ ọ̀nà àti ìbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run lọ́pàkùtẹ̀lẹ̀ iléeṣẹ́ Vasco shop 17 and 18 block A first gate 5x10 New Ife Road Bọ́láìgì International Market Gbágidi tó ń bàdàn lórí iléeṣẹ́ wọn ẹ̀ka iléeṣẹ́ wọn tó wà ní shop 2 block A Vasco Plaza first gate New Ife Road ọjà Gbágidi tó nìbàdàn ẹ tó lè tẹ̀ wọ́n láago lórí 08023763426 08183991359 tàbí 08033355771 Vasco Ventures orúkọ tó ṣe é gbẹ́kẹ̀lé tó bá jẹ́ nípa curtains and accessories.
Have you heard about Grad1? Grad1 is the next generation online networking. This is a great online business opportunity which allows you to earn shares from home via iPhone, Android, Google, social media and the likes. You earn back a lot of money, all expense paid trip to 4 different countries, weekly income called owner's right, dividends and many more. This is real as people who have benefited are testifying already. Register yourself, children and loved ones today and begin to enjoy all these benefits in no time. We have educational package for your children. Free upgrade is currently available for all new and existing Grad1 members. Seminar hosts every Monday to Friday by 11 a.m. and Saturdays by 10 a.m. at Grad1 Investment Office, first floor, Kamjat House, opposite New Gbagi Market, New Ife Road, Ibadan. Call us on 080-2828-9204, 080-3950-5956. Grad1, impossible is nothing.
So I don't write jollof rice, fried rice, pounded yam, egusi,
rice and stew, jollof rice. Thank you. All this plenty kind food one na dey call so. Now wetin we go chop for the naming day?
Yes, ma'am.
See, enjoy.
No be small.
You see, mama baby, the same way we get different kind of food. Now so we get different kind of child-birth spacing methods. So child-birth spacing go make your belly sweet well, and your body too, e go tanda gidigba. Anyone wey you choose good for body, and you go fit trust am.
Aunty nurse, my jasper don dey talk about am o, but me I dey fear.
See, no culture or religion wey no dey support anything wey go make life better. Make you and your jasper come when una ready. I go dey wait for una o.
Okay.
No forget say anyone wey you choose for childbirth spacing matter dey safe and you fit trust am. Oya waka go any health center wey get the green dot logo to get full informate on childbirth spacing services. This message na the Federal Ministry of Health and support from American people carry am come.
A ti dúró ti sún wá ó ti wá ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí o ẹ wo bí wọ́n ṣe ń lọ tí wọ́n fi sósì fi sọ́tún nǹkan gbọ́dọ̀ yanturu fún ọ àgbájámúyàmú eré ìdárayá wúni lórí nínú ìfẹsẹ̀wọnsáré bọ́ọ̀lù yẹn máa ń lọ sójú ẹ̀wọ̀n ó ti wọlé sójú ẹ̀wọ̀n. Eré ìdárayá gbé ìgbádùn lórí GoTV kò sóhun tó dùn tó yẹ láti wò ìfẹsẹ̀wọnsáré bọ́ọ̀lù làdígà tó tayọ Serie A Premier League àti WWE bí wọ́n ṣe ń gbá wọn ó ti wà ní sẹpẹ́ ra GoTV lónìí fún $1,900 tó sì tún wà pẹ̀lú ètò ìwòran GoTV Max oṣù kan láti gbádùn eré ìdárayá tó dójú àmì tó wà lórí Super Sports. GoTV gbé pẹ̀lú rẹ̀ nífẹ̀ẹ́ rẹ̀.
If you want big race, nothing's gonna stop you now. As long as you recharge Great Nigeria Insurance PLC. Your greatness is now.
Conquer fear from losses or any form of hindrance from achieving your greatness. With a wealth of experience in insurance and financial matters, an array of life and general insurance products, motor insurance, fire and special perils, burglary, goods in transit, marine, and a lot more. For further information, please call 2341-342-9161 or send an email to info@greatnigeriaplc.com. Great Nigeria Insurance PLC, for assured commitment.
ṣé ọ̀nà fún àyà tàbí inú rẹ̀ ń gbóná ni inú rẹ̀ ń dàrú Andrews liver salt ń gbógun ti inú kíkún àti àyà títa ní wàrà ń ṣẹ̀ṣà tí àyípadà kò bá sí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì lọ rí dókítà rẹ o.
Kó máa dán kí ilé rẹ̀ máa kan. Bá gbogbo ẹbí kí gbogbo àyíká máa dán gbére ni o. Láti inú yàrá ìdáná lórí àwọ̀ ìtẹ́lẹ̀. Sínkì àtàwọn nǹkan mìíràn ilẹ̀ yìí ó yá.
Òun lẹ ti gbọ́ yẹn o, kì í ṣaṣọ funfun nìkan la lára àgbẹ̀yídá jíìkì ń fọ̀. Ẹ tún lè lò ó láti fọ ohunkóhun tàbí ibikíbi láti fọ ìdọ̀tíkídọ̀tí nílé yín. Jíìkì á pa ìdá 99% ìyẹn 99% nínú àwọn kòkòrò àrùn tó ń fa àìsàn tó máa ń wà láwọn ibi tó bá ṣí sílẹ̀. Ó yá tètè lọ ra tìyẹn báyìí.
Yàrá wọ́n tún gbé dé èyí yàtọ̀ tuntun tí mo tún gbé dé.
Ẹ kú dédé wòye ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa òde òdùn bí. Èyí àràlé akéde tún gbé tuntun dé o gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe rẹ̀ ní gbogbo ìgbà. Ìtanijí lórí ètò ààbò ara wa ní ó kọ́kọ́ wá lábala àkọ́kọ́. Lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ ní téńté orí ìròyìn. Oríkì orílẹ̀ ni ó tún tẹ̀lé. Ibẹ̀lẹ̀ ó sì ti láǹfààní àti pè sórí ètò kí oríkì ìdílé tiyín náà. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh gbogbo mùsùlùmí lọ́kùnrin àti lóbìnrin la kí o. A kú ọdún léyà yìí ẹ̀mí wa yóò ṣọ̀pọ̀ ọdún láyé àmín. Èyí ò sì ní jáṣe mọ́ lọ́la aláhólá wàlá kùwátà ìlà bìlà ilẹ̀ azim. Àlejò wa lérò yìí lórí ètò wa èyí àrà ni Sheikh Abdulgani Abubakar agbọ́tọmọ kékeré. Àwọn ni ìmáàmù àgbà gbogbo ilẹ̀ Ìbàdàn. Ọ̀rọ̀ nípa ọdún iléyá ni wọ́n ń bọ̀ wá bá wa sọ. Ẹ̀gbọ́n náà irú ẹran wo ló wọlé yá? Kí ni pàtàkì ọdún iléyá gan-an? Àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ wo lọ́dún iléyá kọ́ wa? Ọjọ́ mélòó lẹ̀sìn Islam fààyè sílẹ̀ láti pẹ̀ràn ọdún? Àwọn ìbéèrè yìí àtòmí ìtẹ́ bá tún ní kẹ́ ẹ tọ́jú de àlejò wa dọjọ́ Sunday lórí rédíò alátagbà wa mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta àti tẹlifíṣàn ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ni ò kẹ́ẹ̀bí sọ́kàn. Sheikh Abdulgani Abubakar agbọ́tọmọ kékeré làlejò wa lọ́sẹ̀ yìí lórí èyí àrà kẹ́ ẹ má gbàgbé. Yàrá àrà ò lè tán nílé akéde Ọ̀yọ́.
Èrè àwa èrè àwa èrè aládùn mi òkèdè ìdúnyò.
Ọdún iléyá ti dé ẹjẹ́ aṣọpẹ́ àmọ́dún ò jìnnà fẹ́ni tó bá wà láàyè kọ́dún ó dùn kó dùn fún gbogbo wa ọ̀bẹ ò ní sílẹ̀. Alága ìgbìmọ̀ olùdarí àwọn aláṣẹ àti gbogbo òṣìṣẹ́ ilé akéde ló ń kí gbogbo mùsùlùmí pé Barika de Sala.
ọ̀rẹ́ ṣe bí rédíò kan là ń gbọ́ ká tó kúrò nílùú Ìbàdàn ṣé ó wá túmọ̀ sí pé tá a bá ti kọjá tó géètì Ìbàdàn à ní gbọ́ rédíò kankan mọ́ láti ìlú Ìbàdàn ni.
irọ́ o àìgbọ́ rédíò kankan mọ́ ti jẹ́.
ìwọ náà gbọ́ bó ṣe ń dún.
ó yà padà sẹ́yìn díẹ̀. ẹ̀hẹ́n 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 ṣùgbọ́n bá.
rédíò wo tún lélẹ́yìí.
Oluyole FM alóore tètò tìròyìn Oluyole FM àgbà tó kágbà á dà láwùjọ iléeṣẹ́ agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ tó tẹ́yìn erin fan.
Olúyọ̀lé 98.5 FM kọjá rédíò ẹlẹ́kùnjẹkùn tẹ́kọjá tó géètì Ìbàdàn tẹ́ ní gbọ́mọ́. bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń gbọ́ wa níkànnì bàbá Olúyọ̀lé 98.5 FM lẹ́tùmọ̀ gbọ́ wa lókè ògùn FM 96.3 àti ajílété FM 92.1.
kódà ẹ tún lè gbọ́ wa lórí ìtàkùn àgbáyé Radio Garden maysela.com tó fi mọ́ ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ Facebook.
Olúyọ̀lé FM
káàkiri àgbáyé ni wọ́n ti ń gbọ́ wa.
aago mẹ́jọ ti lù lórí ìkànnì Olúyọ̀lé 98.5 FM elétí ọ̀fẹ́ ní àsìkò tó fún báyìí ẹ máa bá wa kálọ.
elétí ọ̀fẹ́ máa rè o.
ojúmọ́ bá ti mọ́ ọ̀yẹ́ máa ń la o ọ̀yẹ́ tó la lọ ní o ọ̀yẹ́ ire ni ẹ̀kú ojúmọ́ lọ́dẹ̀dẹ̀ yìí o ojúmọ́ aláyọ̀ èmi o ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ màlá tó ti gbé dé ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà ìròyìn kárí ayé màlẹ́lẹ́yìn o ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà etí ni ó lè jò ń lò fọ́nrán yìí tó lóko yìí ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà ẹ̀tẹ́ tí balẹ̀ jẹ́ ká tún jọgbọ́ ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà ìkànnì tó gbajúgbajà Olúyọ̀lé FM ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà Ajílété FM tún máa gbọ́ wa lásìkò kan náà ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà Òkè Ògùn FM tó wà lálága ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó kún kẹ́kẹ́ ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà ẹ máa gbọ́ nínú ilé nínú mọ́tò tàbí lórí ẹ̀rọ ìléwọ́ ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà Afrofresh ó tún ti yá ká tún jọgbọ́ ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn rẹ̀ o.
ẹ kú dédé àsìkò yìí mo kí wa káàbọ̀ sórí ètò ìlétí ọ̀fẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ṣe wà ní ilé akéde lóríta Báṣọ̀run ní ti aago 8 bá ti ró òun náà ni a máa mú ètò ìlétí ọ̀fẹ́ tá a pè ní tẹ́jẹ̀ ṣe àràárọ̀ wá sí etí gbọ̀yìn adúpẹ́ nítorí wípé ẹ̀yin náà ni a ti ń bá láti ọjọ́ yìí a sì dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Elédùwà tó jẹ́ pé ó jẹ́ kó máa ṣeéṣe fún àwa náà láti lè máa bá yín ní gbogbo ìgbà tá a bá ti mú tẹ́jẹ̀ ṣe àràárọ̀ yìí tí a bá ti mú dé sí etí gbọ̀yìn ṣẹ́yìn náà kúkú mọ̀ pé ó jẹ́ ohun tí a gbọ́ tí ò yẹ kí a má máa ṣe láti rí i pé à ń gbọ́ ìròyìn lóòrèkóòrè nítorí pé kí ni ìròyìn ṣe pàtàkì ẹni tó bá wà tí ò tiẹ̀ gbọ́ báwo ni ó ṣe ń lọ nílùú nígbà tí olúwa rẹ̀ kàn wá gbóndúkọ ni tí wọ́n bá sì ń ṣe gbégbègbè tí wọ́n fi gbé nǹkan burúkú sí ilé onítọ̀hún yóò kàn bá lójijì kò ní mọ̀ nítorí náà ló ṣe pàtàkì láti máa gbọ́ bí ó ṣe ń lọ nínú ètò yìí òun náà láti ti máa ń fi àwọn ìròyìn lọ́kàn òjọ̀kan tó yín létí lórí ohun tó ń lọ nílùú bá a ṣe ń fi tó yín létí ní ti orílẹ̀-èdè wa bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ní ti ìpínlẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ní ti ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ tó súnmọ́ wa ní ẹsẹ̀ kùkú àti káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé àti tí wọ́n á dé náà nù ní òní mo kí wa káàbọ̀ sórí ètò ìlétí ọ̀fẹ́ Lọ́lá Ọ̀sanyìn ní orúkọ tèmi mo kí wa káàbọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ẹnì kejì mi ní orí ètò ọ̀gbẹ́ni Tayọ̀tayọ̀ ó ti ń wò mí lọ́ọ̀kan ó náà wà lórí ètò ẹ mọ̀ pé ayé wa kò kí ń fi apá kan fò ìtayọ̀ kí ara ilé lẹ́rọ̀.
jẹ́ kí n bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí pé Tayọ̀tayọ̀ ni mò ń kí ọ káàbọ̀ Lọ́lá ní tó bá ti pẹ́ ta bá ti rí rẹ ní ẹ̀kú àti báyìí làákì rẹ ní.
o ti bẹ́ spíkà.
àwọn ará ilé ti mọ̀ pé ohun yóò jó ohun èèyàn pupa bòmí elégbèdè kabẹ gbòòlà tó ṣé wọn ní ìran afíjú wọjà àrìn gbẹndẹkẹ ìran ọbùn wọjà apára dáradá ọbùn ṣọṣọ ní òrẹrọ afíjú wọlé onítún ní ọjọ́ kólẹ̀ kó dọ̀tí ṣe ìgbàgbé ẹ̀mọ́jà gbàgbé o ẹ jẹ́ ká tún gbogbo àyíká wa ṣe torí pé kí ni àrùn wọ̀sí tinú ẹ̀gbin là wá iná báyìí ní wọ̀ṣọ nídà àìsàn ò ní ṣe wá o àní ṣàìsàn èyí Táyọ̀ Olúṣọlá lèmi jẹ́ Táyọ̀ ni mò ń kí n kàbọ̀ sórí ètò ìlétí ọ̀fẹ́ ọ̀gbẹ́ni Michael Ògúnṣínà àti wà general Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn ẹ káàárọ̀.
ìyá wa pé ẹgbọ́dún tuntun.
ẹ ṣeun ẹ ṣeun.
ẹ kú ọjọ́ mẹ́ta.
inú ẹnu ò ní dùn kéèyàn pamọ́ra ẹnu wa dùn láti.
ọ̀rọ̀ àdékára lé náà pé a kò múra ọdún o àwọn tí àgbọ̀ ọtí sá lọ a kò múra ọdún o àwọn tí a lè ṣe ń retí owó àgbò lágbára Ọlọ́run á ṣe ìyanu tí bá dé yọ àgbò ẹ má jẹ́ ṣe ara lè ṣe òdọ́dún kọ́.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni a kí àwọn mùsùlùmí lọ́kùnrin àti lóbìnrin wípé akú pọ̀pọ̀ ṣinṣin ti ọdún iléyá ó ti wọlé dé náà nù ẹjẹ wa jẹ́ ká ṣọ́ra ṣe gbogbo ibi tí a bá rìn sí gbogbo ibi tí a bá ṣe ẹ jẹ́ ká rí i pé à ń pa gbogbo òfin tó yẹ fún àsìkò yìí ká rí i dájú pé à ń pamọ́ ẹjẹ́ àfọwọ́ wa lóòrèkóòrè ẹjẹ́ àfi nǹkan bo imú àti ẹnu wa ẹ jẹ́ ká rí i dájú pé àtakété sí ẹnì kejì tó bá wà ní ẹgbẹ́ wa àrùn kò ní fi ọ̀dọ̀ wa ṣe ọ̀dẹ̀ o.
àmì ó já mọ́ sọ fún àwọn èèyàn wọn pé bí wọ́n ṣe ń gbọ́ wa ní ìkànnì Oluyole FM 98.5 òun náà ni wọ́n mọ̀ gbọ́ wa ketekete ní Ajílété FM 92.1 Òkè Ògùn FM 96.3 tó fi mọ́ àwọn ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ gbogbo tó wà lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára bó ṣe ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ wòmí wọ Facebook ni àmọ́ wà ń bẹ̀ tá a lè tè ń bọ̀ síbẹ̀ tó ṣe pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń wò wá kedere òun náà ni ẹ mọ̀ gbọ́ wa ketekete ẹ ṣàtẹ́ sójú ẹ̀ Oluyole 98.5 FM òun náà ni ẹ fi lè rí wa wò ní ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ wòmí wọ Facebook.
ó ṣeun àwọn kókó òun náà ni àkọ́kọ́ máa mú wá lórí ètò yìí tẹ́ bá gbàgbé kókó àkọ́kọ́ lọ́dọ̀ tèmi ó ní Ida Kabir Buhari rọ àwọn mùsùlùmí láti ṣe ayẹyẹ ọdún náà jẹ́jẹ́.
ìjọba àpapọ̀ ti ní ìdánwò NECO bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ 5 oṣù kẹwàá ti NAFTEB ó sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ 21 oṣù kẹsàn-án ọdún tá a wà yìí o àdúpẹ́ níròyìn náà ń sọ.
Afẹ́nifẹ́re Ohanaeze àti ikọ̀ àárín gbogbo ilẹ̀ yìí fèsì fún Daura lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ nípa ọdún 2023.
Gbàjàbíàmílà ti sọ ìdí tí ó fi nira láti jẹ́ kí àwọn ọ̀nà tó jẹ́ ti ìjọba àpapọ̀ di ti ìpínlẹ̀ o.
kókó mi ló ní kò sí iye ìkúnlẹ̀ ẹ̀bẹ̀ tó lè gba Òṣìọ̀mọlẹ̀ sílẹ̀ Ṣàìbù ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Akérédolú ti sọ ìdí tí díẹ̀ nínú àwọn tó yàn sípò fi bá ìjákulẹ̀ pàdé lọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀.
ikọ̀ agbésùnmọ̀mí Boko Haram kọlu àwọn tó kọ̀wọ́rìn pẹ̀lú gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Borno.
pàìtọ̀ kan rèé o tó ní owó tó ń bá rí nídìí iṣẹ́ ìjínigbé powó òun náà ni òun tó fi ń ṣe ìtọrẹ àánú fáwọn tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó fún.
kàyéfì ó ṣeéṣe kí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP ó borí ìbò nípínlẹ̀ Ondo àti Èkìtì tí wọ́n bá ṣera wọn lọ́kàn gómìnà Mákindé tìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
tó o ṣe kò sẹ́ni tí mọ́ńdàlá òwò Kenneth Gbàgé ti sọ̀rọ̀ ó ní pé ó wù òun náà láti di gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Delta.
kò dájú pé fífa àwọn ojú ọ̀nà ìjọba àpapọ̀ lé ìpínlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ yóò ṣeéṣe o.
púpọ̀ nínú àwọn gómìnà ilẹ̀ yìí òun náà ni wọ́n ti buwọ́ lu àtúgbéyẹ̀wò àbá ètò ìṣúná ọdún 2020 ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àwọn ohun torí akùdé tí kòrónà tí mo bá ètò ọrọ̀ ajé lórílẹ̀‐èdè wa Nàìjíríà.
ìgbìmọ̀ alákòóso àjọ tó ń rí sọ̀rọ̀ àdójútòfò ńlẹ̀ yìí ti rọ ilé ẹjọ́ gíga ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó wà nílùú Àbújá pé kó pàṣẹ fífa dúkìá 54 tí wọ́n ti gbẹ́sẹ̀ lé lọ́wọ́ alága àjọ náà tẹ́lẹ̀ Ngozi Olejeme sílẹ̀.
àwọn ajàfẹ́tọ̀ọ́ ọmọnìyàn ti sọ pé ètò ti ń lọ lọ́dọ̀ àwọn olóṣèlú láti dojú ìwádìí tí ilé aṣòfin ṣe lórí àjọ NDDC délẹ̀ àmọ́ wọ́n ní àwọn ò ní gbà fún wọn o.
ìjọba àpapọ̀ ti gbé àtẹ ìdánwò oníwèé 10 SSC NECO NAPTEP àtàwọn ìdánwò míì síta.
lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àjọ NSITF wọ́n ní owó tó lé ní bílíọ̀nù lọ́nà 60 náírà ní alága àjọ yìí tẹ́lẹ̀ yìí ní Ngozi Olejeme tó san síta gẹ́gẹ́ bí owó iṣẹ́ àgbàṣe àmọ́ wọ́n ní owó ni ó jáde o iṣẹ́ kankan ò wọlé kò sí iṣẹ́ kankan tó ń fi owó náà ṣe wọ́n ti wọ́ ọ̀rẹ́ ilé ẹjọ́ o.
àgbà amòfin kan SN sọ̀rọ̀ síta ó ní Magu pàṣẹ wípé kí wọ́n fi òun sí àhámọ́ lẹ́yìn tó ń béèrè mílíọ̀nù lọ́nà ọ̀tàlélẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀rin ó lé mẹ́ta gẹ́gẹ́ bí owó iṣẹ́ òfin tó ń ṣe.
ọmọ àgègè ti ní lẹ́yìn ọdún iléyà ni wọ́n tẹ̀síwájú nínú iṣẹ́ àtúnṣe tí wọ́n ń ṣe sí ìwé òfin orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà.
àwọn adigunjalè 4 àti ọlọ́pàá kan ni wọ́n já láìsí lásìkò ìdigunjalè tó wáyé ní báǹkì kan nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́.
ìjọba àpapọ̀ ilẹ̀ yìí ti fọwọ́ sí ìwé àdéhùn láàrin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí àti ilẹ̀ Amẹ́ríkà lórí ìgbòkègbodò ọkọ̀ òfurufú.
àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ yóò wọlé padà lọ́jọ́ 4 oṣù kẹjọ ọdún yìí nípínlẹ̀ Ògùn ilé ìjọsìn àti mọ́ṣáláṣí náà yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìsìn padà lọ́jọ́ 14 oṣù kẹjọ ọdún yìí nípínlẹ̀ Ògùn ọ̀hún kan náà.
wọ́n ní ó ṣeé ṣe òkè igbákejì gómìnà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo Agboola Ajayi tó fi ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP sílẹ̀ bọ́ sínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú míì tí a mọ̀ sí ZLP èyí ní Zenith Labour
party Christian mọ̀ tí ìwá sinmi òun náà nìròyìn sọ.
àwọn géńdé agbébọn kọlu ọkọ̀ agbóhùnrin wọ́n gbẹ̀mí àwọn ọlọ́pàá 4 ní Ebonyi.
Buratai ti sọ ìdí tí iléeṣẹ́ ológun ilẹ̀ yóò fi mọ́ kópa nínú iṣẹ́ à ń pẹ̀tù sáwọ̀ káàkiri àgbáyé. Ó ní torí nípa ṣíṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ òun náà ni a fi ń dáàbò bo àwọn ẹnubodè orílẹ̀-èdè yìí.
Ẹ̀fún bẹ́ẹ̀dì obìnrin opó kan ní ọlọ́pàá kan fi tipá bá òun lò pọ̀ lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n mú òun pé òun ò lo ìbòmú ní ìpínlẹ̀ Rivers.
Àwọn afurasí ikọ̀ gbẹ̀mígbẹ̀mí Boko Haram kọlu ọkọ̀ gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Borno. Wọ́n ti ní lọ́jọ́ 14 oṣù kẹjọ òun náà ni wọ́n ṣí àwọn ilé ìjọsìn padà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn. Ṣé o ṣì ní kókó lọ́lá? Jẹ́ sáré mú ilé wa o. Àwọn èèyàn 3,303 òun náà ni wọ́n kọ̀wé mọ̀wáṣẹ́ Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì. Ẹgbẹ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí ti kìlọ̀ fún àwọn gómìnà láti má gé owó oṣù àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ o ní kókó bá fìdí jálẹ̀. Sunday
ọ̀gbẹ́ni wọ́n ní ògbẹ́sẹ̀ ń bẹ̀.
gbé bọ́dì.
ojúmọ́ bá ti mọ́ ọ̀yẹ́ máa ń la o ọ̀yẹ́ tó la lónìí o ọ̀yẹ́ ire ni ẹ̀kú ojúmọ́ lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ yìí o ojúmọ́ aláyọ̀ lẹ́ni o ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ màlá tó ti gbé dé ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà ìròyìn kárí ayé màlẹ́lẹ́yìn o ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà etí ni ó lè jò ń lò fọ́nrán yìí tó lùkọ́ yìí ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà ẹ̀tẹ́ tí balẹ̀ jẹ́ ká tún jọgbọ́ ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà ìkànnì tó gbajúgbajà Olúyọlé FM ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà Ajílété FM ẹ tún máa gbọ́ wa lásìkò kan náà ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà Òkè Ògùn FM tó wà lálága ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó kún kẹ́kẹ́ ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà ẹ máa gbọ́ nínú ilé nínú mọ́tò tàbí lórí ẹ̀rọ ìléwọ́ ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà Agbe Press ó tún ti yá ká tún jọgbọ́ ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn rẹ̀ o.
káàbọ̀ padà ètò Ìlétí Ọ̀fẹ́ òun náà ni ó ń tẹ̀síwájú àti fẹ́ bọ́ sí ibi kẹtẹpẹ ìròyìn báyìí. Ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari ti gba àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí pàápàá jùlọ àwọn mùsùlùmí nímọ̀ràn láti yáyọ ọdún iléyá yìí láì mú ariwo lọ́wọ́ kí wọ́n ó sì tẹ̀lé gbogbo àṣẹ ètò ààbò tí àwọn aláṣẹ ìpínlẹ̀ àti ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ wọn bá fún wọn. Èyí jẹyọ nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan tí iléeṣẹ́ ààrẹ fi síta lọ́jọ́rú. Àtẹ̀jáde ọ̀hún ni ààrẹ yóò sàmì ọdún iléyá ní ìyẹ̀wù rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú mọ̀lẹ́bí rẹ̀ ni. Ó fi kún yí pé kò ní sí à ń lọ kíni lásìkò ọdún yìí. Àtẹ̀jáde náà tí olùrànlọ́wọ́ ààrẹ lórí ètò ìròyìn àti ìpolongo Malam Garuba Shehu fọwọ́ sí ni ààrẹ pinnu àti takété sí ibi tí pọ̀pọ̀ ṣìnṣìn ọdún bá ti ń pọ̀ sí jù ní ìgbọ́ràn sí àṣẹ tí ìgbìmọ̀ tí iléeṣẹ́ ààrẹ gbé kalẹ̀ lórí àrùn kòrónà ṣe. Ààrẹ Buhari yóò gbàdúrà ọdún pẹ̀lú mọ̀lẹ́bí rẹ̀ nílé rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bó ti ṣe lásìkò Eid Fitri ní nǹkan oṣù méjì sẹ́yìn níbàámu pẹ̀lú ìmọ̀ràn látọ̀dọ̀ ìgbìmọ̀ tó ga jùlọ tó ń rí sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn Islam nílẹ̀ yìí. Ó wá kí àwọn mùsùlùmí lọ́kùnrin àti lóbìnrin kó ayọ̀ ọdún léyà.
Ìjọba àpapọ̀ ti ní ìdánwò NECO bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ 5 oṣù kẹwàá tí NAPTEP ó sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ 21 oṣù kẹsàn-án. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ ti sọ pé ìdánwò àwọn oníwèé mẹ́wàá tí orílẹ̀-èdè yìí máa ń ṣe kòǹkárí rẹ̀ yìí ní NECO ni yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ 5 oṣù kẹwàá tí yóò sì parí lọ́jọ́ 18 oṣù kọkànlá ọdún 2020 tá a wà yìí o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìdánwò NAPTEP ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ 21 oṣù kẹsàn-án tí yóò sì parí lọ́jọ́ 15 oṣù kẹwàá ọdún yìí. Mínísítà kejì fẹ́tò ẹ̀kọ́ Emeka Onwajuba ló fọ̀rọ̀ yìí léde lánàá lẹ́yìn ìpàdé ọlọ́jọ́ méjì tí wọ́n ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣe kòǹkárí ìdánwò lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. Nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan tí ẹni tí ó jẹ́ adarí ètò ìròyìn fún iléeṣẹ́ yìí fi síta ìhùn Ben gun sọ pé ìdánwò common entrance sí àwọn iléèwé girama tó jẹ́ ti ìjọba àpapọ̀ unity school ni ó wáyé lọ́jọ́ 17 ọdún 2020 tí ìdánwò JSS3 èyí tí NECO ń ṣe kòǹkárí rẹ̀ yóò wáyé lọ́jọ́ 24 oṣù kẹjọ tí ó sì parí lọ́jọ́ 7 oṣù kẹsàn-án ọdún 2020. wọ́n ní ìforúkọsílẹ̀ fún ìdánwò NECO tí ó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ ni yóò wá sópin lọ́jọ́ 10 oṣù kẹsàn-án ọdún 2020 láìsí àyè fún àfikún ọjọ́ náà.
ní àfikún sí ìròyìn tó kà wọ́n àtẹ̀jáde kan ó kà pé ó pọn dandan fún gbogbo àwọn òbí láti lo ìbòmú àti ìbò ẹnu ní ọjọ́ ìdánwò àṣewọlé sí àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ girama kí wọ́n sì gbé èròjà sanitizer wọn lọ́wọ́ èyí ń ṣe kókó. Afẹ́nifẹ́re Ohanaeze àtikọ̀ àárín gbùngbùn ilẹ̀ yìí fèsì fún Daura lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ nípa ọdún 2023. wọ́n ní ètò pínpín ipò ààrẹ ní ẹlẹ́kùnjẹkùn ló sọ ẹ̀gbọ́n rẹ̀ di ààrẹ lọ́dún 2015 kì í ṣe nítorí pé ó kátó. àwọn àkọlé míì ló tún ní ọ̀rọ̀ tí àbúrò ààrẹ sọ ló yọjú ète ẹkùn àríwá síta ẹkùn àárín gbùngbùn ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. bákan náà ni àkọlé mi tún ní pípín ipò ààrẹ ní ẹkùnjẹkùn kò sí nínú ìlànà òfin ilẹ̀ yìí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú ni ikọ̀ àríwá ló fèsì bẹ́ẹ̀. àwọn ẹgbẹ́ amúlùúdùn ohun òṣèlú láàrin gbùngbùn àti lápá gúúsù ilẹ̀ yìí fèsì fún Mamman Daura tí í ṣe arákùnrin ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ nípa gbígbé ipò ààrẹ kiri ní ẹlẹ́kùnjẹkùn lọ́dún 2023. àwọn ẹgbẹ́ yìí nínú èyí tá a ti rí ikọ̀ ti àárín gbùngbùn ilẹ̀ yìí Ohanaeze Ndigbo Afẹ́nifẹ́re àti ikọ̀ àwọn àgbààgbà ti gúúsù ni wọ́n panupọ̀ ní ẹ̀gbọ́n Mamman Daura tí í ṣe ààrẹ Buhari jàǹfààní pípín ipò ààrẹ sí ẹlẹ́kùnjẹkùn lọ́dún 2015. wọ́n tún ṣàlàyé pé bí wọn yóò bá ṣe òdiwọ̀n Buhari lórí ìpè fún ìpegedé tí àbúrò rẹ̀ pè wọ́n ní a jẹ́ pé ààrẹ Buhari kò dángájá tó kò kátó tó tí wọ́n bá wo ọwọ́ tó fi ń mú ọ̀rọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Daura ló ti sọ níbi ìfọ̀rọ̀wánilẹ́nuwò kan níléeṣẹ́ rédíò ilẹ̀ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì ẹ̀ka tí wọ́n ti ń sọ èdè Haúsá wípé ẹ̀ẹ̀mẹ́ta ní orílẹ̀-èdè yìí gbé ipò ààrẹ kiri ní ti ẹlẹ́kùnjẹkùn. Daura ní ń ṣe ló yẹ kó jẹ́ pé ẹni tó kátó ló ń díje fún ipò ààrẹ kì í ṣe ẹnìkan tó dédé wá láti ibì kan. àmọ́ ààrẹ àpapọ̀ Ohanaeze Ndigbo olóyè ní Anwodo tó sọ̀rọ̀ látẹnu olùbádámọ̀ràn rẹ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìròyìn àti ìpolongo olóyè Emeka Atama ní ìmọ̀tara ẹni nìkan ní ọ̀rọ̀ tí Daura sọ náà jẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ó ti wí ńṣe ni wọ́n ti ààrẹ Goodluck Jonathan síta kúrò nípò lọ́dún 2015 nítorí pé àwọn ẹkùn àríwá gbàgbọ́ pé àsìkò àwọn ló dé àti pé àwọn ló tún kàn. Atama ní lẹ́yìn tó ti jẹ mùdùnmúdùn rẹ̀ tán ló yẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá ń fẹ́ kí wọ́n fagilé gbígbé ipò ààrẹ kiri nítorí ẹkùn gúúsù tó kàn báyìí. ó ní bàbá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ìpegedé oníṣẹ́ ààrẹ Buhari ló pegedé jù ní nígbà tó di ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. ó ní àbí ààrẹ ti ṣàfihàn wípé òun lòún pegedé jù nígbà tó ti dé ipò. ó tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé ṣé àwọn olórí ikọ̀ ogun ló pegedé jù ní láàrin àwọn akẹgbẹ́ wọn tí wọ́n fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ tayọ sáà wọn. ó ní eléyìí ò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ nítorí pé àwọn ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ń ṣẹ̀ nílẹ̀ yìí látìgbà tí ààrẹ Buhari ti dé ipò fi hàn pé kò kátó lórí ìṣàkóso. nísinsìnyí tó wá kan ẹkùn gúúsù pàápàá ìlà oòrùn gúúsù ló wá ń kéde pé ẹni tó bá dángájá ni kí wọn ó máa fàkalẹ̀ fún ipò ààrẹ. ó ní ìbáradọ́gba ló ń ṣàtọ́nà fún àlàáfíà àti ìṣèjọba rere. lérò tiẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ Afẹ́nifẹ́re ní Daura kò bá má ti pè fún pípa ìlànà gbígbé ipò ààrẹ kìrìtì náà. akọ̀wé àgbà ẹgbẹ́ náà Yínká Odùmákin nínú ìfọ̀rọ̀wérọ̀ pẹ̀lú iléeṣẹ́ ìròyìn ní Daura ìbá ti mẹ́nulé lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìpegedé kó tó di àsìkò ìbò ọdún 2015. ó ní fífagilé gbígbé ipò ààrẹ kiri kò lè ṣiṣẹ́ lásìkò yìí o. ní ti alága àpérò àwọn àgbààgbà ẹkùn gúúsù olóyè Anaps Sara Igbe ó ní Daura ò lè pinnu fún ilẹ̀ wa Nàìjíríà lórí ibi tó yẹ kí ipò ààrẹ ó bọ́ sí. ó ní àpapọ̀ ẹkùn àríwá àti gúúsù ló mú kó ṣeéṣe fún un. ààrẹ àpapọ̀ àárín gbùngbùn ilẹ̀ yìí ọ̀mọ̀wé Bitrus Pogu tóun náà lóhùn sí ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún ní àtẹ̀jáde tí Daura fi síta yìí ti yọjú ète àwọn èèyàn ẹkùn àríwá síta. àmọ́ akọ̀wé ìpolongo fún ikọ̀ àríwá Emmanuel Yahweh ní kò sóhun tó jọ gbígbé ipò ààrẹ kiri ẹkùn nínú ìlànà òfin ilẹ̀ wa. ó ní ètò òṣèlú lásán ni èyí tí àwọn ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú máa ń lò láti lè fi borí ìbò.
Gbajabiamila ti sọ̀rọ̀ ó ti sọ ìdí tí ó fi nira láti jẹ́ kí àwọn ọ̀nà tó jẹ́ ti ìjọba àpapọ̀ di ti ìpínlẹ̀. Olórí ilé aṣojú-ṣòfin kejì lórílẹ̀‐èdè wa Nàìjíríà yìí ní House of Rep nílẹ̀ yìí Honourable Fẹ́mi Gbajabiamila ti sọ pé yóò nira o láti lè jẹ́ kí àwọn ọ̀nà tó jẹ́ ti ìjọba àpapọ̀ di ti ìpínlẹ̀ fún àwọn ìdí kan àbó míì. Gbajabiamila ló sọ̀rọ̀ yìí lánàá ọjọ́rú Wednesday nígbà tí ó ń bá àwọn oníròyìn sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn tí ó ṣe àbẹ̀wò ráńpẹ́ sí gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún nílùú Abẹ́òkúta tí ṣe olúùlú ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn. Ó ní òun ti gbọ́ àbá tí gómìnà mú wá pé kí àwọn ọ̀nà kan tó jẹ́ ti ìjọba àpapọ̀ di ti ìpínlẹ̀. Ó ní àmọ́ ó ń bí ẹnìkan ó ní owó ò lè dáṣọ pé ilé ò wá ọgbọ́n tí wọ́n lè ta sí i. Ó ní ó ṣeé ṣe òkè ọ̀rọ̀ náà mú àtúnṣe dé bá òfin tó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú sísọ nǹkan ìjọba di ti aládàáni bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni àwọn sì tún lè wá ọ̀nà míì láti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Olórí ilé aṣojú-ṣòfin kejì náà sọ pé ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn jẹ́ ìpínlẹ̀ kan tí àwọn iléeṣẹ́ ńláńlá pọ̀ sí lóde wa Nàìjíríà tí ó sì di dandan kí wọ́n ní àwọn ọ̀nà tó yọ̀ kùlùlù láti máa gbé àwọn tí wọ́n bá ṣe jáde o. Gbajabiamila sọ pé òun ti gbọ́ nǹkan tí gómìnà Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún sọ. Ó ní àmọ́ àwọn gbọ́dọ̀ wò ó bóyá òfin wá tiẹ̀ bámu òfin orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà bámu láti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó ní òun bí ẹnìkan ò tí ì mọ ọ̀nà tí ó gbà láti fi bá òfin mu tó jẹ́ pé tí òun bá sì délé tóun fi tó àwọn akẹgbẹ́ òun létí ni àwọn wo inú ìwé òfin ọ̀nà tí àwọn lè gbégbà tí yóò fi rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó ní àmọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tí àwọn ṣe lóde wa Nàìjíríà òun náà ni ó yẹ kí ó bá òfin mu. Ó ní kì í kàn ṣe nǹkan tí àwọn lè pàṣẹ lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà pé kí àwọn ọ̀nà tó jẹ́ ti ìjọba àpapọ̀ kó di ti ìpínlẹ̀. Ó ní àmọ́ ọ̀nà kan náà kọ́ ni à ń gbà sọ ẹran. Ó ní a lè sọ ẹran lóríṣiríṣi ọ̀nà. Ó ní àwọn tún lè wo ọ̀nà míì tí àwọn lè gbà sọ ọ̀nà tó bá jẹ́ ti ìjọba àpapọ̀ di ti ìpínlẹ̀ fún ìgbáyégbádùn àwọn ará ìpínlẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan tó wà ní tìbútòrò orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà. Àmọ́ nígbà tí àwọn kan fèsì sí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí wọ́n ní ṣé kìí ṣe pé yóò nira fún àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ kan tí a bá wá sọ pé kí àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ tó jẹ́ ti ìjọba àpapọ̀ kí wọ́n di ti ìpínlẹ̀. Wọ́n ní ká má gbàgbé pé owó tí ó ń rogún sí ìpínlẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan ó mọ̀ yàtọ̀. Wọ́n ní owó tí ó ń rogún sí ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ó yàtọ̀ sí èyí tó ń wọlé ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn gẹ́gẹ́ bí owó tí wọ́n rí lábẹ́lé. Ó ní àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ míì sì wà tó jẹ́ pé owó tí wọ́n rí tí ò tó ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn àti ti Èkó tá a wí yìí. Ó ní tí àwa bá fẹ́ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ oníṣẹ́ kò ní nira fún àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ kan tó jẹ́ pé owó tí wọ́n ń gbà wọlé lábẹ́nú tí ò tó nǹkan kan àti owó tí ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó jẹ́ pé kò tí ì ṣe ọ̀nà tìpínlẹ̀ wọn gan ká tó mọ̀ sọ èyí tí ó jẹ́ ti ìjọba àpapọ̀ tí wọ́n fẹ́ yọ̀ǹda fún wọn. Wọ́n ní kí wọ́n rò dáadáa ò torí pé kí ni èrò báyìí lọ bẹ gbẹ̀gìrì.
Igbákejì gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èdó tó tún díje pẹ̀lú gómìnà Godwin Obaseki nínú ìbò ọjọ́ 19 oṣù kẹsàn-án Philip Shaibu ti ní kò sí iye ẹ̀bẹ̀ tí alága tẹ́lẹ̀ fẹ́gbẹ́ òṣèlú All Progressives Congress APC Adams Oshiomhole àti olùdíje lábẹ́ àṣẹ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú rẹ̀ Osage Ize-Iyamu fẹ́ bẹ̀ lórí eékún wọn tó lè gbà wọ́n lọ́wọ́ ìfìdírẹmi. Shaibu sọ̀rọ̀ yìí lásìkò ìpolongo ìbò ètò bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ojú ọ̀nà Apapa nílùú Benin lọ́dẹ Epoma dé Jatu níjọba ìbílẹ̀ ìwọ̀ oòrùn Isako nípínlẹ̀ Èdó. Àmọ́ ó wòye pé bí olùdíje bá ṣe dáńtọ́ sí ni wọ́n wò mọ́ ìdìbò gómìnà lára kì í ṣe ẹni tí wọ́n bá fà kalẹ̀ tàbí ẹ̀kẹ́ ìbú àti ìtọ́nijẹ tí kálukú bá lè ṣe. Ó ní kò sí ẹ̀bẹ̀ orí ìkúnlẹ̀ tí ó gba alága tẹ́lẹ̀ fẹ́gbẹ́ òṣèlú APC Adams Oshiomhole àti olùdíje fẹ́gbẹ́ òṣèlú rẹ̀ Osage Ize-Iyamu lọ́wọ́ ìfìdírẹmi. Igbákejì gómìnà náà ṣàlàyé pé ìdìbò ọ̀hún yóò fún àwọn èèyàn ìpínlẹ̀ Èdó láǹfààní àti pinnu ọjọ́ iwájú àwọn ọmọ tí wọn ò tẹ̀ tí bí. Ó ní àsìkò yìí kì í ṣe àsìkò àti máa ronú èrè tí àwọn bàbá àṣàlẹ̀ wọn yóò rí jẹ. Ó ní kó tó di pé alága ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC tẹ́lẹ̀ ọ̀hún ṣe agbátẹrù bí wọ́n ṣe yọ wọ́n kúrò nínú ìdíje fún ipò gómìnà lábẹ́ àsíá ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC lòun ti gbé wípé kí ìpàdé àlàáfíà ó wáyé pẹ̀lú rẹ̀ àmọ́ tó jẹ́ pé pàbó ní gbogbo ìgbìyànjú òun já sí. Shaibu wá ní kò síye ìdẹ́rùbani tó lè mi òun àti Obaseki láti má lè ṣàmúṣe àwọn tí ọ̀pọ̀ aráàlú ń fẹ́ yàtọ̀ sí ọ̀kánjúwà àti àwọn èèyàn kan.
Lọ́lá ọjà ti ṣe àmọ̀tẹ́kùn Michael Ogunṣínà ọ̀gbẹ́ni Michael Ogunṣínà ìròyìn kan tí mo kà láìpẹ́ tó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú ìdánwò NECO ó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú ìdánwò common entrance àti ti àwọn tí wọ́n wà ní JSS3 ṣé mọ̀ pé ṣáájú àsìkò yìí táwọn èèyàn bá pè sórí ètò wọ́n ti bí yín rí pé ṣé wọ́n ìjọba tẹ̀ ń gbọ́ àwọn nǹkan tí àwọn ń sọ yìí ìròyìn yìí ó fi hàn yí pé àwọn ìjọba ń gbọ́ nǹkan tí àwọn èèyàn ń sọ àmọ́ kí ló dé lọ́pọ̀ ìgbà tó jẹ́ pé àwọn nǹkan míì wà tó jẹ́ pé àwọn èèyàn ń sọ tó jẹ́ pé kò tíì sí ojútùú sí nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ààbò fún bí àpẹẹrẹ a ṣe ojoojúmọ́ làwọn èèyàn ń sọ tí ò tí ì sí ojútùú sí kí ló dé tí àwọn kan ń yára àwọn kan àti gbọ̀n kankan.
Ibi tí màá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni ká má gbàgbé pé ìjọba wa la wà ń gbàtà wà nílé ìwé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga oníwèé mẹ́fà.
nígbà tá a wà ní ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga oníwèé mẹ́fà wọ́n sọ fún wa pé ìjọba wa la wà ní government of the people by the people and for the people. ìjọba tí àwọn èèyàn ìjọba wa la wà ní ìjọba tí àwọn èèyàn ń darí ẹ̀ fún àwọn èèyàn fún ìdàgbàsókè àwọn èèyàn kò sí ìjọba tí kò bá sí èèyàn wọn ta fi ń pè yẹn ní adarí ni pé láwọn tí ó ń darí ó láwọn tó ń tẹ̀lé lẹ́yìn adarí gbọ́dọ̀ máa gbọ́rọ̀ sí àwọn tó bá ń tẹ̀lé lẹ́yìn torí ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ gbà ipò adarí kò jẹ́ pé tètè rí kò jẹ́ kó rí gbogbo nǹkan dáadáa ojú wọn ò ká tó bí àwọn tó ń tẹ̀lé wọn àwọn tó ń tẹ̀lé wọn sọ pé ọ̀gá kíní kò dá o kíní kò dá o torí ẹ̀ ni àwọn gómìnà ṣe máa ń ní olùbádámọ̀ràn àti amúgbálẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kíkú ṣe pé wọn lè dá ṣe fún àpẹẹrẹ sí nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ a ní kọmíṣánná fún ètò ọ̀dọ́ àti eré ìdárayá gómìnà lè ṣe a ní kọmíṣánná fún ètò ìṣúná gómìnà lè ṣe àmọ́ gbogbo àwọn àjọ ìjọba ìpátápátá ló nílò kẹ́yìn náà wà ń bẹ ṣẹ́dẹ̀ rí lẹ́yìn tó bá tún ní kọmíṣánná wọ́n tún wá ní amúgbálẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ tàbí olùbádámọ̀ràn tí ó mọ̀ sọ fún wọn pé ẹjá wò báyìí so ní ọ̀pọ̀ ọgbà mo tún mọ̀ pé tó bá ti di ìjọba ìpinnu ìjọba àbí ìgbésẹ̀ ìjọba wọn kankan jókòó níjọ́ kan wọn kàn jí wọn kàn pé ẹjẹ ká lọ ṣe nǹkan báyìí ó máa gba èrò ó tà ń pè ní considerations á gba èrò síwájú rò sẹ́yìn bá kínní yìí ṣé ká ṣe báyìí tá a bá ṣe báyìí kí ni àǹfààní ẹ̀ kí ni ṣó lè bu wa lọ́wọ́ ṣé wàá rí èyí tí tó lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan wọ́n máa ń gbọ́ wọ́n máa ń ṣe nǹkan tára ló bá fẹ́ àmọ́ títí ọ̀rọ̀ ààbò ní orílẹ̀-èdè wa yìí ibi tí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ti dàbí ẹni pé fẹ́ takora wọn ni pé nígbà táwa nílé ìwé náà wọ́n kọ́ wa wọ́n dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé àwọn aráalé náà dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ojúṣe àkọ́kọ́ ìjọba kíjọba ni dídáàbòbò ẹ̀mí àti dúkìá àwọn ènìyàn aráàlú ìjọba tó bá ti kùnà bí ìjọba tó wà lóde báyìí láti dáàbòbò ẹ̀mí àti dúkìá àwọn ènìyàn ìjọba tí ò ṣe dáadáa ni àgàgà tí àwọn èèyàn bá ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ wò fún àpẹẹrẹ nígbà tá a dìbò ọdún tó kọjá ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ń jẹ́ mọ̀ pé nílẹ̀ ìpínlẹ̀ Kaduna àwọn tó dìbò wọ́n lé ní mílíọ̀nù kan ìbò tí Nasir El-Rufai tó fi di gómìnà sáà kejì ìbò tó lé ní mílíọ̀nù kan ni ní ìlú yẹn ìlú Kaduna yẹn báyìí lónìí ó ti di nǹkan míì wọ́n tún pa àwọn kan lánàá báyìí ojoojúmọ́ náà ń pààyàn sí kìdẹ́ ṣe pé ẹkùn kan ni wọ́n ti ń pààyàn kì í ṣe gbogbo Kaduna o Southern Kaduna ni wọ́n ti ń pààyàn àwọn aráàlú ẹ̀ ti ń pariwo pé ẹ ṣàánú wa látijọ́ yìí kì í ṣe ìsìn ní wàhálà Southern Kaduna ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ kì í ṣe ìsìn ẹ wo Boko Haram láti bí ọdún 6 sí 7 báyìí láti ń bàfà ní báyìí ikọ̀ agbésùnmọ̀mí tó burú jù lágbàáyé Boko Haram ni ikọ̀ agbésùnmọ̀mí tó ti pààyàn jù lágbàáyé Boko Haram ni so kìí ṣe pé wọn ò gbọ́ àwọn náà ń gbọ́ ẹ rí i pé ìgbà mi wá ní wọ́n gbé ìgbìmọ̀ múṣẹ́kẹ̀yà kan dìde ìgbà kan wá ní wọ́n yọ $1 billion nínú excess crude account wọ́n yọ owó kan wọ́n ra kínní kan fún àwọn Boko Haram àmọ́ torí pé.
àwọn ti láyé ní sáà kan á gbọ́ pé kìnìún dàbẹ̀ ni kò lọ́lẹ̀ tó bá tún yá.
ṣe torí pé alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ bí mo ṣe máa ń sọ kò sí òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ láàrin lọ́dọ̀ àwọn adarí wa ní gbígbógun ti ètò ààbò ṣe rí mo ń ṣe àwọn iṣẹ́ ìwádìí kan lọ́wọ́ mo dé dàbí ẹni pé mo ń wò pé ara àwọn ọ̀nà tó fi máa ń pawó jù tó fi máa ń rí owó kó jẹ jù tó fi máa ń jalè owó ní ètò ààbò wọ́n parọ́ mọ́ ìbọn ni afẹ́ra kínní kan afẹ́ra ohun ìjà wọ́n sì máa kówó mi nǹkan tó lè fi ń dùn mí ni pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ Nàìjíríà ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tí wọn ò ní fọ́tà lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà àwọn ni wọ́n forí kó àwọn ni wọ́n pàdánù ẹ̀mí wọn àwọn ọ̀dọ́ náà pariwo
Nàìjíríà ti pariwo pé kí wọ́n pààrọ̀ àwọn olórí
oníkọ́ tí bá ṣe pé ẹ mọ̀ pé a gbọ́dọ̀ sọ pé òṣèlú náà ti wà nínú ṣe ológun ni àbí nínú ètò ààbò tí ìbá ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ǹjẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ pé kódà ìkànnì chief of defence staff olóòní Ṣakí tí wọ́n tún jẹ́ Yorùbá o wọ́n ti lò kọjá ọdún tó yẹ kò sẹ́ni tó wà ń bẹ̀ báyìí yàtọ̀ sí Muhammed Saad Abubakar tó jẹ́ chief of defence staff àwọn tó kù pátápátá ni wọ́n ti lò kọjá ọdún tó yẹ kán lò sáà ṣẹ̀dẹ̀ ibi tí wàhálà kìíní wà ni pé mi ṣe ààrẹ mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ààrẹ ní iléeṣẹ́ tó ń gbọ́ wọn nímọ̀ràn lórí ètò ààbò wọ́n ń pè ní office of the NSA National Security Adviser abẹ́ wọn ní àjọ DSS àti SSS ni wọ́n máa ń wà. Babagana Monguno ni ọ̀gá wọn báyìí ṣe ohun tí mo bá sọ ni pé èmi ìmọ̀ tó ń gba ààrẹ nímọ̀ràn o àmọ́ lójú tèmi bí mo ṣe fún àyè ni pé ẹ wo ó yẹ kí ẹnìkan lo 35 years ọdún 25 tó bá ti lò tán á kúrò níbẹ̀ ẹlòmíà bọ́ síbẹ̀ àbí tẹ́lòmíì bọ́ síbẹ̀ tó bá ti lò tiẹ̀ èyí náà tún kúrò níbẹ̀ bóyá ọdún 3 ni ó lò gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀gá àwọn ọmọ ológun tó bá yá á kúrò níbẹ̀ ẹlòmíà bọ́ síbẹ̀ tó bá yẹ tó yẹ kó lò 35 years tó bá sọ 35 years ètò ìmọ̀ ni pé àwọn tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn tó yẹ kó débẹ̀ ó ti fi ẹ̀tọ́ tiwọn náà dùn wọ́n so kò ní sí àwọn ìyẹn náà inú wọn ò ní dùn kò ní síbọ̀ kan tán lọ nínú ọ̀gá wọn wá gba ọ̀gá ibi tẹ́ wáyé kọ́ lẹ́kẹ́wẹ́kẹ́ tí kò ń bẹ̀ ó yẹ kẹ́lómi ti wà ń bẹ̀. so wàhálà ta ní ètò ààbò lójú tèmi alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ wàhálà adarí ni wàhálà adarí pé ó da àwọn kìíní yẹn ẹ jẹ́ ká wò fúnra wa pé ẹ̀dá ẹ ti lò kọjá ọdún tó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ lò níbẹ̀ àìkúrò ń bẹ yín ìtumọ̀ ní pé àwọn tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn tó yẹ káwọn náà wà ń bẹ̀ wọn lè débẹ̀.
ó dà ẹ ṣeun ọ̀gbẹ́ni Michael Ogushina nínú ìròyìn kan tí èmi náà kà Mama Daura tó jẹ́ bíi àbúrò fún ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari ó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ń bu ẹnu àtẹ́ lu ọ̀rọ̀ wípé à ń gbé ipò ààrẹ káàkiri ẹlẹ́kùnjẹkùn tá à ń pè ní zoning wípé kò yẹ kí ó wáyé ó nígbàgbọ́ wípé béèyàn bá ṣe dángájá tó ló bá ṣe kátó tó òun ló yẹ kí wọ́n ó wò kí ni ẹ lérò wípé ó fa irú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá ń bú jáde lásìkò yìí.
ẹ ṣe èmi àtẹ̀lé kan sọ̀rọ̀ mo sọ fẹ́ nìyẹn pé à ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí mo sọ fẹ́ nìyẹn pé ẹjẹ́ àbára wa sòótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ kí náà ń pè Nàìjíríà ta ni Nàìjíríà gangan identity crisis ó wà ní orílẹ̀-èdè yìí wàhálà ìdánimọ̀ àwùlẹ̀ dára wa mọ̀ ẹ̀mí bí mo ṣe wà yìí Yorùbá ni mí o kẹ́tọ́ pé mi Nàìjíríà ọmọ Yorùbá ni mí ogun sínú ẹni bàbá mi ń jẹ́ o kẹ́tọ́ pé mi ní Nàìjíríà ọmọ Yorùbá ni mí so kò sí who is a Nigerian kakọ ibi tá a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ nu o torí kẹ́tọ́ wọn sọ pé zoning kí ló ń jẹ́ zoning ṣé gbogbo wọn kankan náà ni gbogbo wa ó yẹ ká jẹ kankan náà ni àmọ́ àwọn kan ti wò pé kí ni àwa la nílùú yìí àwa gangan la nílùú yìí àwa ló yẹ ká máa ṣe ààrẹ tá a bá ní káwò fúnra wa èmo tọrọ ìfi ń bí mi nú ọ̀rọ̀ tí ẹni sọ ni pé kí ṣe pé ń bí mi nú báyẹn náà tó fi díbà kan lójú ni pé tá a bá ní káwò dáadáa àwọn tó sọ̀rọ̀ yìí náà ní ọdún 2015 làwọn èèyàn pariwo pé zoning nǹkan ni ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ ẹni tó tọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ ẹni tó yeye ká mú buwa ní akíní kan gbogbo wa lọ dìbò fún ẹni tí wọ́n sọ pé ẹkùn tiwọn ló kàn èmi ò ní wàhálà kan pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn ti dìbò ẹni tó máa wọlé dẹ̀ ti wọlé mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ fẹ́ tó wọlé àwọn náà ń ṣe wọ́n tán lè ṣe bó ṣe wọ́n sí bó ṣe yí wọn mọ́ àwọn náà ń ṣe àmọ́ ibi tí mo lọ ni pé ibi tó yẹ ká máa sọ lórílẹ̀‐èdè ni pé Haúsá ni mí Ìgbò ni mí ẹ̀rí pé Yorùbá ni mí so ní kò fẹ́ sí ìfẹ́ orílẹ̀‐èdè ìfẹ́ ẹ̀yà ló kù báyìí ẹlẹ́yàmẹ̀yà ló kù báyìí kájú pé ibi tí ìfẹ́ orílẹ̀‐èdè wà ní tiwa ni pé ta ló lè ṣe iṣẹ́ yìí ta la mọ̀ ta rí pé ó ní ètò ó ní ìran ó dẹ̀ ní nǹkan gidi tó fẹ́ ṣe fáráàlú tá a mọ̀ pé tá a bá dìbò fún yóò gbogbo pátápátá náà yẹ máa nítumọ̀ so a wò pé bó ṣe kó ní pé ká má ṣe zoning ká má ṣe zoning ká má pe north ló kú báyìí south ló kú báyìí káwo ẹni tí àti ṣe bọ̀ ẹ̀ àti máa ṣe bọ̀ ẹ̀ tó dáa tá a dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ẹni ní agbára àti ìfẹ́ àwọn èèyàn láti fún.
tó tẹ̀síwájú kí ni ẹrù pa lè fi ṣe òdiwọ̀n bá a ṣe lè mọ̀ pé ẹni yìí ó dángájá òkà tòtò.
ẹ ṣe mo fẹ́ràn béèrè yẹn ẹ̀yìn kan lè jí láàárọ̀ ọjọ́ kan kó ló fẹ́ di ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè o rárá ẹ wo fún àpẹẹrẹ nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ yìí mo sọ kankan ní orí ètò lánàá mo lè sọ pé ṣe rí nígbà tá a dìbò kan ìbò tá a dìbò kan nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ olùdíje ló wà àmọ́ gbogbo alámọ̀ pé ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC àti PDP ní gangan ni wọ́n díje dáadáa àwọn tó kù náà díje o wọ́n gbìyànjú tiwọn àmọ́ òṣèlú PDP àti APC ó dàbí ẹni pé àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ jù tẹ́bádẹ̀ rí àwọn ni wọ́n ṣe ipò kínní àti ipò kejì náà nínú ìdíje yẹn iṣẹ́ mọ̀ pé ohun tá a ṣe nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ni pé àwọ̀ pò da àwọn méjèèjì tó dìbò àwọn méjèèjì ló kàwé àwọn méjèèjì ni Ọlọ́run gbàdúrà wọn àwọn méjèèjì àti ẹ̀gbọ́n wa Báyọ̀ Adélábù àti ẹ̀gbọ́n ti gómìnà wa tó ṣe dáadáa gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé àwọn méjèèjì ló dìbò àwọn òpó dà àwọn méjèèjì ló kéré wọn dàgbà púpọ̀ àwọn méjèèjì ni wọ́n wá láti private sector wọ́n ti ṣiṣẹ́ àdáni wọ́n ti ṣe ara wọn wọ́n dẹ̀ ń ṣe dáadáa wọ́n dẹ̀ sì ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ wọ́n dẹ̀ ń ṣe dáadáa Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ bùkún Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ fún wọn ní ọgbọ́n àwọn tá a kàn wọ́n ní pé báwo ni àti máa ṣe bá àwọn méjèèjì alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ báwo ni wọ́n ṣe ṣe sí àwọn aráàlú ẹ̀yin ọkàn jí pé bó fẹ́ di gómìnà bí wọ́n fẹ́ di ààrẹ á wò pé kó tó di pé bó fẹ́ di ààrẹ ìfẹ́ èèyàn wo ló ti ń ṣe kí náà tó ṣe sí àárín ìlú kí nípa tó ń kó sí ayé àwọn ènìyàn láàrin ìlú ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì ni pé kí ni irú ọpọlọ wo ló ní ẹ wò Obama di ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Amẹ́ríkà ní ọdún 44 years ọmọ ọdún mẹ́rìnlélógójì ni nígbà tó di ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Amẹ́ríkà kò pẹ́ ní global recession ló ṣẹlẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé Amẹ́ríkà dẹ̀ jẹ ìyà gan nígbà global recession ǹjẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ pé pẹ̀lú ọpọlọ tí Ọlọ́run fún Obama àti máa ṣe bọ̀ ẹ̀ so ó kéré gan nígbà tó di ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè 44 years ni àmọ́ ṣe ẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ó ti kọ́kọ́ ṣe senator ní ọdún Amẹ́ríkà so ní àṣemáṣebò tó dáhùn yẹn mọ̀ pé bọ̀bọ̀ ẹni nígbà tó wà ní senate ó wà very active ó wà kó ṣe kíní kó ṣe dáadáa o ẹ wo gómìnà Babátúndé Rájí Fáṣọlá àwọn náà di gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ní 44 years làwọn náà di gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ǹjẹ́ àwọn kótó ní wọ́n di gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó wọ́n ti ṣe chief of staff olórí òṣìṣẹ́ bàbá Tinubu wọ́n ti ṣiṣẹ́ ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ibi tó ń pè ní public service iṣẹ́ aráàlú wọ́n ti ṣe dáadáa kótó ní pé wọ́n di 44 years so ìwọ̀n tó bá mọ̀ pé lọ́jọ́ iwájú mo fẹ́ di ààrẹ o lọ́jọ́ iwájú mo fẹ́ di gómìnà o lọ́jọ́ iwájú èmi náà fẹ́ máa sin aráàlú ibi ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ kò dìgbà tó bá dìgbà òṣèlú mú. Gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé ń jẹ́ mọ̀ pé wọ́n máa sọ pé ọdún 2002 làwọn bẹ̀rẹ̀ òṣèlú 2002 ẹ̀yin náà wo owó tí wọ́n ti ná ẹ̀wọ̀n tá a ṣe sára ṣe sílùú àìmọye bọ́ ọ̀ tá a ṣe káàkiri kó tó di pé ọ̀yọ́ ní ẹni yìí àmọ́ ó ní ìtàn tó dá ó níbi tó ti ń bọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ àdìgbò fún un lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
àti ẹ̀dúpẹ́ àwọn
àti ṣe máa bọ̀
àti máa ṣe kó ṣe pàtàkì.
ó ń ṣiṣẹ́ fáwọn míì tó jẹ́ wípé àṣírí àti ṣe máa bọ̀ wọn náà tán bá sì tún débẹ̀ wọ́n á tún ṣe dáadáa ṣùgbọ́n àwọn kan tiẹ̀ wá wà tó jẹ́ pé ẹ ti rí àti ṣe máa bọ̀ yìí tẹ́yìn ó ti lérò wípé ẹni yìí ká tó ẹni yìí gbọ́ngbọ́n àwọn bá débẹ̀ ńgbà lámọ̀ gbọ́ pé àwọn tí wọ́n kó rọra ni àwọn adviser tún ní àwọn kìnìkan wọ́n bá tún dọ̀rọ̀ rú àbá tún mọ̀ wò pé ẹni yìí á sì rò pé.
ṣẹ́rí nǹkan tí màá sọ lórí yẹn ni pé alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ èmi gbà dáadáa pé Ọlọ́run ló máa ń yàn fún yàn àgàgà tó bá ti kan ọ̀rọ̀ ta ni ó ṣe adarí wa Ọlọ́run ló máa ń yàn fún yàn ipa tá a lè kó gẹ́gẹ́ bí aráàlú ni pé káwa náà béèrè ẹ̀ pé mo máa ń sọ pé ọ̀nàrẹ́bù ọ̀dọ̀ tèmi bóyá APC ni bóyá PDP ni kò kàn mí ó ń ṣojú ẹkùn dìbò mi ní ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ni ó ń gbowó oṣù tó ó ń ṣojú mi ni tí máa ní tí òye màá lọ bí ọ̀nàrẹ́bù kìíní yìí àmọ́ aráàlú á wá sí rí wọn bí ẹni pé ẹ wo à ń pè gẹ́gẹ́ ní accountability nídìí òṣèlú tá a bá ti máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn kìíní àwọn olóṣèlú wa yìí ká máa béèrè wọn ò ní mọ tó tó àti ọjọ́ kan ṣe pé ó ti dọ̀nà rébù kó gbàdúgbò mọ́ ó ìbí ọ àdúgbò láti dìbò fún ọ.
ọjà tẹ̀síwájú ọjà èmi ní nǹkan ọlọ́mọdé nǹkan bíi Akérédolú ti sọ pé ó nídìí ò tí àwọn tí wọ́n ya gbà kúrò nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú òun pàápàá jùlọ àwọn alábàáṣiṣẹ́pọ̀ òun nígbà kan rí pé ó nídìí tí wọ́n ṣe kúrò ní ọ̀dọ̀ wọn tí wọ́n fi kọ̀wé fipò wọn sílẹ̀. Gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo arákùnrin Rotimi Akeredolu tí wọ́n tún mọ̀ sí Àkẹ́tì ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo ó sọ pé ìdí tí díẹ̀ nínú àwọn tí ó yàn sípò òṣèlú fi bá ìjákulẹ̀ pàdé ni pé wọ́n rò pé ṣe ni àwọn lo ipò náà láti kó ọrọ̀ jọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ ara wọn nìkan ni o. Akeredolu sọ pé kò sí ọ̀kankan nínú ara àwọn tí òun yàn sí ipò àbí tí wọ́n ń bọ̀ òun ṣiṣẹ́ tí òun jẹ lówó oṣù àbí àjẹmọ́nú títí di àsìkò tá a wà yé. Ó wá ṣe àpèjúwe kíkọ̀wé fipò wọn sílẹ̀ bí òpin ìwà àbàjẹ́ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo. Akérédolú ló sọ̀rọ̀ yìí ní ìlú Àkúrẹ́ nígbà tí ó ń búra fún kọmíṣánná tuntun fún àwọn ohun àlùmọ́ọ́nì èyí ni Honorable Ìdòwú Ọ̀tẹ́túbí àti olùdámọ̀ràn pàtàkì fún gómìnà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìdàgbàsókè àwọn oníṣẹ́ aládàáni ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo ọ̀gbẹ́ni Sọ́mi Smart Francis. Akérédolú sọ pé àwọn ò ní fi àyè kankan sílẹ̀ láti ba àwọn ní orúkọ jẹ́ o. Gómìnà ní gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n kọ̀wé fipò wọn sílẹ̀ pé àwọn ò bá òun ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́ ló jẹ́ pé wọn ò lè sọ ohun tí ó ń dùn wọ́n gan ní pàtó síta torí pé ó jẹ́ nǹkan tí etí méjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ mọ́ báyàn gbọ́ pé ṣe ni wọ́n fẹ́ kí àwọn jọ mọ́ da owó ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo sí àpò ara wọn nìkan. Àmọ́ tí òun kọ̀ pé kámọ̀rì òní Paul wí ó ní ìdílé o tí wọ́n ṣe bínú kọ̀wé fipò wọn sílẹ̀ pé àwọn ò lè bọ́hùn ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo. Ó ní kẹ̀sì mọ́ wò ó ní ibi tí wọ́n lọ náà ó níṣẹ́ mọ̀ pé èéfín ìwà tó bá pẹ́ yóò mọ̀ rú jáde. Ó ní ibi tí wọ́n lọ náà ó ní iṣẹ́ ti rí pé àwọn èèyàn ti mọ irú èèyàn tán jẹ́. Ó ní wọn ò rí nǹkan kan mú bọ̀. Ó ní tí èèyàn bá jẹ́ olóṣèlú gidi pé kò yẹ kó mọ fò káàkiri bí ẹyẹ o. Ó ní ìgbà tí wọ́n tún lọ ibi tí wọ́n lọ tí wọn ò rí nǹkan kan fún wọn. Ó ní wọ́n tún ti ń gbìyànjú láti kúrò níbẹ̀. Ó ní torí kíni ó ní ṣe afẹ́sìn ìlú náà ni àbí afẹ́sìn àpò ara wa. Ó ní ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ fún gbogbo àwọn èèyàn ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo pé òun ò ní sọ jù báyìí lọ. Ó ní àmọ́ kò mọ̀ sọ fún gbogbo àwọn ará ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo pé òun ní tòun ò tí gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀ sí arákùnrin Rótìmí Akérédolú tí wọ́n tún pè lákètì. Ó ní òun tòun ò ní kówó òlúdà sápò ara àwọn nìkan. Ó ní gbogbo ohun tó bá yẹ kóun ṣe òun náà ni òun ó ṣe òtí òun ó sì rí pé gbogbo èèyàn ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo gbogbo èèyàn rere ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo òun náà ni wọ́n gbé ìgbé ayé tó nítumọ̀.
Ikọ̀ tó kọ̀ wọ́rìn pẹ̀lú gómìnà Babagana Zulum tìpínlẹ̀ Borno ní àwọn ọmọ ikọ̀ agbésùmọ̀mí Boko Haram kọlù lọ́jọ́rú lójú ọ̀nà Baga lápá ìlà oòrùn ìpínlẹ̀ náà. Àgbègbè yìí ni wọ́n gbàgbọ́ pé ó léwu púpọ̀ tí ọ̀pọ̀ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ìjínigbé sì ti wáyé ń bẹ̀ láìpẹ́ yìí látọwọ́ ikọ̀ agbésùmọ̀mí náà. Lágbègbè yìí kan náà ni wọ́n ti jí àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ elétò ìdọ̀rùn 5 tí wọ́n gbẹ̀mí wọn láìpẹ́ yìí gbé lóṣù kẹfà ọdún yìí. Ikọ̀ agbésùmọ̀mí míì tó yapa látara ikọ̀ Boko Haram ni wọ́n gbàgbọ́ pé ó ń ṣòro bí agbọ́n jùlọ lágbègbè ọ̀hún. Gómìnà náà ni wọ́n rí tó fi ìlú Maiduguri tí ṣe olú ìlú ìpínlẹ̀ Borno sílẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ Ajé láti lọ fúnra rẹ̀ tọpinpin bí wọ́n ṣe ń pín àwọn nǹkan ìdẹ̀rùn fún àwọn ogunléndé láwọn ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ kan láti fi jẹ̀gbádùn ọdún iléyá. Ròyìn látọ̀dọ̀ ọmọ ikọ̀ amúṣẹ́yà kan ní ṣe ni àwọn agbésùnmọ̀mí náà bá dé ikọ̀ tó kọ̀ wọ́rìn pẹ̀lú gómìnà ọ̀hún ní Baga nírọ̀lẹ́ ọjọ́rú. Kò sí ẹni tó bá ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ọ̀hún rìn àfi àwọn ọmọ ikọ̀ fìjìláńtì méjì àti ọlọ́pàá kan tí wọ́n farapa.
Báìtọ̀ kan rèé ò tó ní owó tó ń bá rí nídìí iṣẹ́ ìjínigbé powó náà ni òun fi ṣe ìtọrẹ àánú fáwọn èèyàn. Lánàá ní iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí fi ojú Báìtọ̀ kan hàn dé ẹni ọdún 52 tí orúkọ rẹ̀ ń jẹ́ Adétòkunbọ̀ Adénápọ̀. Ẹni tí wọ́n ní ó fi arákùnrin kan pamọ́ sínú àjàalẹ̀ tó wà ní inú ilé ìjọsìn rẹ̀ tó wà ní ìlú Èkó. Aláìná iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá DCP Frank Oba ló fi ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ló fi ojú rẹ̀ hàn dé pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn 24 míì tí wọ́n jẹ́ afurasí ní iléeṣẹ́ wọn tó ń gbógun ti ìwà ìdigunjalè èyí tó wà ní olúùlú lẹwa Àbújá o. Nígbà tí wọ́n bi Pító pé kí gan lórí lọ́bẹ̀ tó fi gàrọ̀ ọwọ́ ní Pító bá ní pé ṣèbí kí òun lè mọ rí owó ṣe ìtọrẹ àánú fún àwọn èèyàn ló jẹ́ kí òun mọ̀ ṣe iṣẹ́ ìjínigbé powó. Ó ní fún bí àpẹẹrẹ ọdún iléyá ló ń bọ̀ yìí. Ó ní òun nílò owó tí òun fi ra ìrẹsì ẹ̀wà epo pupa àti àgbò fún àwọn ènìyàn tí ó kù díẹ̀ káàtó fún. Ó ní gbogbo ènìyàn ni òun mọ̀ ń nawọ́ rẹ̀ sí o láì fi ti ẹ̀sìn kankan ṣe. Ó ní ẹ̀gbọ́n ṣe dandan òun náà ni àwọn èèyàn bí o. Ǹbá ní ọkùnrin ọlọ́kadà tí wọ́n jí gbé yìí ló jẹ́ abánigbẹ́rù láti ibìkan sí ibìkan. Ẹni tí ó ń bá iléeṣẹ́ kan ṣiṣẹ́ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó orúkọ ọkùnrin náà ni Job Èpé Jonathan tí Pító Adétòkunbọ̀ àti àwọn ẹmẹ̀wà rẹ̀ jí gbé nígbà tí ó lọ fi ẹrù kan jíṣẹ́ nílé ìjọsìn náà gẹ́gẹ́ bí iṣẹ́ tí ó ń ṣe o. Ǹbá ní Pító yìí ni general overseer ìjọ kan tí wọ́n pe orúkọ rẹ̀ ní New Life Church of God. Wọ́n ní ṣe ní Pító yìí fún Jonathan ní abẹ́rẹ́ tí ò fi mọ nǹkan tí ó ń ṣe mọ́ tí wọ́n sì so mọ́lẹ̀ sínú àjàalẹ̀ tó wà ní ilé ìjọsìn náà. Àmọ́ tí àwọn ọlọ́pàá ti gba Jonathan sílẹ̀ báyìí látàrí iṣẹ́ ìwádìí tó múnádóko tí wọ́n ṣe tí wọ́n sì tọpinpin rẹ̀ dé ibi tí Pító yìí fi yá nínú àjàalẹ̀. Pító yìí ní ọdún 22 òun náà ni òun ti lò nínú iṣẹ́ ìránṣẹ́ pé ìlú Ìbàdàn ni wọ́n ti ti ta àmì òróró léhùn lórí o ó ní ìtọrẹ àánú òun náà ni òun máa fi owó tí òun bá rí níbẹ̀ ṣe ó ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn náà ni òun ràn lọ́wọ́ lásìkò covid-19 yìí àmọ́ tí kò sí owó ní ọwọ́ òun mọ́ láti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ pé èyí ló jẹ́ kí òun tún dàbí ọgbọ́n láti mọ jí àwọn èèyàn béèrè owó lọ́wọ́ àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí wọn kí òun sì fi owó náà ṣe ìtọrẹ àánú fún àwọn ènìyàn tí wọ́n bá ń béèrè owó lọ́wọ́ òun.
gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀yọ́ ṣèyí mákindé ti ní ó ṣeéṣe kí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú people's democratic party pdp ó borí ìbò nípínlẹ̀ ondo àti èkìtì bí àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ náà bá ṣera wọn lọ́kàn àtẹ̀jáde kan lọ́jọ́rú ni gómìnà mákindé sọ̀rọ̀ yìí níbi àjọ̀dún ọdún kìíní ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú pdp lẹ́kùn ìwọ̀ oòrùn gúúsù ilẹ̀ yìí ẹ̀ka tilẹ̀ gẹ̀ẹ́sì lógúnjọ́ oṣù keje ọdún 2019 ni wọ́n dá ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú pdp ẹkùn ìwọ̀ oòrùn gúúsù ilẹ̀ yìí ẹ̀ka tilẹ̀ gẹ̀ẹ́sì náà sílẹ̀ gómìnà mákindé ní a nílò láti dá iyì àti ògo ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú pdp padà nípasẹ̀ ètò àtúntò tó yẹ ó ní ohun tó ń gbájúmọ́ ni láti mú gbogbo igun tó ti wà papọ̀ ṣọ̀kan ó ní àìsí ní ìṣọ̀kan ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú náà ló jẹ́ kó fìdí rẹmi nípínlẹ̀ èkìtì àti ondo gómìnà mákindé wá ní ọjọ́ iwájú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú pdp sì ṣe é rà padà lẹ́kùn ìwọ̀ oòrùn gúúsù ilẹ̀ yìí bí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú náà bá lè ṣera wọn lọ́kàn.
jẹ́ ń sáré mú ìròyìn ilé ìwà ráńpẹ́ o igbákejì gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ ondo eyín ní agboola ajayi ó tún ti ń gbèrò báyìí láti takọ́sọ́ kúrò sínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú míì kúrò nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú pdp ó ní ìbílẹ̀ yóò gbóhùn ṣe ni òun gba oko bòmíì lọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ṣe mọ̀ pé igbákejì gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ ondo eyín ní ọ̀nàrẹ́bù agboola ajayi òun náà ni ó jáwé olúborí nínú ètò ìdìbò abẹ́nú tí wọ́n dè láìpẹ́ nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú alábùradà ẹni people's democratic party àmọ́ ṣe mọ̀ pé bí a ṣe ń yọ́sọ́ náà ni à ń yọ́gbọ́ àyàn tún ti gbọ́ pé ṣe ni ó ti ń gbèrò báyìí láti takọ́sọ́ sínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú zlp èyí ni senate labour party ó ní inú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú yìí òun náà ni òun tún lọ ìgbà tí wọ́n bí pé kí ló dé tí ẹ tó fi fẹ́ kúrò nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú pdp ó ní ìfẹ́ ìpínlẹ̀ ondo òun náà ni ó múmú lókàn àyà òun ó ní òun ò fẹ́ràn bí akérèdọ́lù bí ó ṣe ń darí ọkọ̀ ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún ó ní pé ṣèbí gbogbo èèyàn náà ló ti rí ó ní kí wọ́n wo iye owó tí àwọn ọmọléèwé san ó ní ẹ wo ọ̀nà tí wọ́n sọ pé àwọn ṣe ó ní ẹ wo afárá tí wọ́n ṣe tí èṣe pé afárá tí wọ́n kọ́ sí orí omi tó jẹ́ pé ilẹ̀ẹ́lẹ̀ òun náà ni wọ́n kọ́ sí tí wọ́n wá ná òbítíbitì owó lé lórí ó ní tí ẹ bá wò ó tẹ ẹ bá bí pé èèlò ló ná ẹ mọ̀ gbọ́ pé bílíọ̀nù gbé mílíọ̀nù pọ̀ fa bílíọ̀nù dání òun náà ni akérèdọ́lù náà ó ní òun ò sì wá lè lajú òun lẹ̀ kí tàlùbọ̀ kó wá kó wọ́ ó ní ìdílé tí òun ṣe fẹ́ bọ́ sínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú míì kí òun sì tún mọ wò bóyá bí yóò ṣe rí ni o wọ́n ní kí ló dé tí ẹ fi dúró sínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú tẹ wáyé kẹ́ ẹ sì gbárùkù ti èyí táyọ̀ jẹ́gẹ́dẹ́ kẹjọ ṣe ó ní rárá pé oníkálùkù òun náà ni ó ní ìran tiẹ̀ tí ó ní fún ìpínlẹ̀ ondo ọ̀gbẹ́ni michael ogunsina.
ọ̀gbẹ́ni michael ogunsina ìròyìn kan tí ìtayọ̀ kalẹ̀ kan yìí náà ní ìròyìn ọ̀hún lọ́wọ́ ní ọ̀dọ̀ mi nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ojú ọ̀nà ìjọba àpapọ̀ pé bóyá kò lè ṣeéṣe láti fa àwọn ojú ọ̀nà tó jẹ́ síjọba àpapọ̀ ilé àwọn ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ojú wo lẹ fi wò ó àti pé kí ni òfin sọ ǹjẹ́ àǹfààní yìí wà.
ẹ ṣe mo fẹ́ràn ìbéèrè yìí gan torí ó jẹ́ nǹkan tí mo ti ń rò tipẹ́tipẹ́ náà bí ó dá nígbà tí ìjọba kan bá ṣe ọ̀nà ó tọ́bẹ̀ ní pé àjọ FEMA fún àpẹẹrẹ ní ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀yọ́ yìí a ní àwọn federal roads ọ̀nà ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó gba ìpínlẹ̀ tiwa kọjá.
ó ti pọ̀ káàkiri ìpínlẹ̀ àwọn ará ìpínlẹ̀ sì ni orí ń tajú tó yà wọ́n ní.
fún àpẹẹrẹ tẹ́ bá fẹ́ lọ sí ọ̀yọ́ ẹ gba ìbàdàn tẹ́ bá lọ láti ọ̀nà ọjọ́ lọ ọ̀yọ́ ẹ gba ìbàdàn ẹ sì rí i pé ọ̀nà yẹn nísìnyí ọ̀nà ṣe náà kò tiẹ̀ dá rárá mọ́ náà tí ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀yọ́ torí pé ó wà nínú ọ̀nà tiwa nípínlẹ̀ tiwa táwa bá ṣe àwọn ìjọba àpapọ̀ sọ pé àwọn ò ní fún wa ló padà tẹ́ bá ṣe ẹ̀kàn ṣe fọ́lọ́run ni o na ìpínlẹ̀ náà rò lẹ́ẹ̀mejì pé torí kí dábàá ti ṣọ̀nà ọ̀nà tí yín tójú ṣe sin dábàá yín ṣe dábàá ti ẹ̀yà yín lówó ká fi ṣe ẹni ara ẹni fún wa padà ṣe tí o bá ti sí àdéhùn àjọsọ tó kúnná láàrin ìjọba àpapọ̀ ìjọba àpínlẹ̀ wàhálà wọn máa ṣẹlẹ̀ o wàhálà gidi ó yẹ ká máa fi ọwọ́ wẹ ọwọ́ ni kọ́ lè fi máa mọ́ torí pé tẹ́ bá ṣe ọ̀nà ṣe rí péyàn ṣe ọ̀nà kọ́ ni wàhálà o pé èèyàn kọ́ ọ̀nà kọ́ ni wàhálà o wàhálà gangan ni maintenance of that road àmójútó ọ̀nà gangan ló ṣe pàtàkì ṣẹ̀dẹ̀ rí àwọn àjọ FEMA ó yẹ kí wọ́n máa fún àpẹẹrẹ àjọ FEMA nísìnyí wọ́n ní iléeṣẹ́ wọn nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ó wà ní ọ̀nà Jericho ọ̀nà Ẹlẹ́yẹlé ní ọ́fíìsì wọn wà nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ó yẹ kí wọ́n máa ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àjọ ISROMA ni láti rí pé àwọn mójútó àtọ̀nà ìpínlẹ̀ o àtọ̀nà ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó máa mójútó papọ̀ wọ́n á rí pé àwọn ọ̀nà yìí máa dáa àmọ́ torí kò kàn mí ọ̀nà tèmi kọ́ ọ̀nà yóò dá ẹ̀pẹ̀ ìjọba àpapọ̀ ọ̀nà tiwọn náà máa ṣe ẹ wo tiwa ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀nà kì í ṣe ọ̀nà tiwa àwọn ò ní ṣe gíní dẹ́rẹ̀ àwa aráàlú là ń gbin ọ̀nà yìí àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn adarí wa jíìpù náà ń gùn àwọn wọ́kà bíi tiwa ọkọ̀ tí wọ́n ga ọkọ̀ tí wọ́n ga àwọn ń gun ọkọ̀ ni àwọn ń wọnú ẹ̀ ni àwọn ń gun ni so àwa lórí ń ta jù àwa la mọ ipa ọ̀nà tí ò da àwọn ládìlẹ́ tá a rò wọ́n ro wa táwọn máa banadọ́ káàkiri so ẹ̀bẹ̀ náà ni máa bẹ̀ mo n pa àwọn ìjọba náà ń tẹ́tí sí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí àti àjọ FEMA o àti àjọ ISROMA o àti iléeṣẹ́ tó ń rí sí iṣẹ́ òde nípínlẹ̀ àti ìjọba àpapọ̀ kàn ṣiṣẹ́ papọ̀ láti rí i pé tẹ́nìkan máa ṣe ọ̀nà ẹnìkan lè ṣàmójútó ẹ̀ tó máa bá yín ṣe ọ̀nà yín náà bá yín ṣe náà wọ́n yọ ọ̀nà owó yín ni ó yẹ kẹ́nà lè dá padà fún wọn ẹ lè ní àní fún yín tó owó báyìí o àmọ́ àwọn náà fún yín ní ìdá amadasi méjì á fún yín ní ìdá kan nínú owó tẹ́ bá fi ṣe o ìyẹn dẹ̀ máa dá àmọ́ pé ẹni sàn gangan náà yẹn ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ náà a máa wò lójú ni kò dé dá.
ṣẹ́rí nínú ìròyìn tí mo kà nípa ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń sọ yìí ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àti ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn àwọn náà gbé àbá yìí lọ sọ́dọ̀ ìjọba àpapọ̀ pé kí wọ́n jẹ́ káwọn ọ̀nà tó jẹ́ ti ìjọba àpapọ̀ kó di ti ìpínlẹ̀ èmi wá wò pé ṣé kìí ṣe wípé yóò fì síbì kan ju bì kan lọ torí pẹ̀lú àṣẹ ń sọ wípé ètò ọrọ̀ ajé rí bákan kò sówó tí ó bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ irú ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó owó tó ń wọlé lábẹ́lé ó pọ̀ díẹ̀ Ògùn ó pọ̀ díẹ̀ tá a wá fi wé ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì tó jẹ́ ti tọ̀dọ̀ wa lápá ẹni ìwọ̀ oòrùn gúúsù ni mò ń sọ mi tó sọ̀tà àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ mi ò ṣé kò ní fèsì ju kò ní fèsì bì kan lọ.
lójú tèmi tá a bá fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ tí wọ́n bá wẹwọ́ ọwọ́ máa mọ́ ni o ìjọba àpapọ̀ lè tèmi kọ́ ni pé kí wọ́n gbé gbọ̀nà fún ìjọba àpínlẹ̀ ẹ má ṣe ra yín léṣe ètò tí gan tó yín lẹ́rù ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ aráàlú àárín ìlú gan ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ gómìnà yóò ti ṣe tí tó yín lẹ́rù ẹ lè ní ìjọba àpapọ̀ yìí ṣe àmọ́ àwọn máa ṣàmójútó ẹ̀ tàbí ṣé káwa ṣe kẹ́ẹ̀ máa ṣàmójútó ẹ̀ bóyá ó ti ń wúlẹ̀ gbẹ́ ni o bóyá kìnnìkan ní kẹ́ẹ̀ náà rí pé wọ́n ṣàmójútó ẹ̀ mo ṣe rí wàhálà gangan lórílẹ̀‐èdè gangan ní maintenance o ẹ lọ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ọ̀nà yìí kì í ṣe pé wọ́n ṣe rí wọ́n ṣe rí ó bàjẹ́ ni ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ọ̀nà tá à ń sọ yìí náà wọ́n ti ṣe rí gbà kan wọ́n dàda sí gbà kan àmọ́ bàjẹ́ ni so ẹ̀bẹ̀ náà ni máa bẹ̀ wọ́n tábà tí gbogbo àbá fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ gbọdọ̀ ẹ̀yẹn ṣe kẹ́nìkan mójútó àwọn tábà tí wọ́n gbé ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ ìjọba àbílẹ̀ ẹ̀wọ̀ ọ̀nà pápá nígbà kan nígbà àǹbọ̀dé ní ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó wọ́n kọ lẹ́tà sí ìjọba ìgbà Alhaji Fáṣọlá pé kàn jẹ́ káwọn ṣe ọ̀nà pápá yìí ó ń fa wàhálà ìjọba àpapọ̀ dẹni bí kàn jẹ́ káwọn ṣe wọn lè ṣetán àti ṣe ń gba àwọn ìjọba wọn náà ò tí ì lówó àwọn kò sí owó ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ àwọn ẹ wo ọ̀nà Ọ̀yọ́ Ìṣẹ̀yìn nígbà kan bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé sẹ́nẹ́tọ̀ ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ sẹ́nẹ́tọ̀ Fatai Buhari àwọn ni alága ilé lórí iṣẹ́ òde lórí FEMA ọ̀nà Ọ̀yọ́ Ìṣẹ̀yìn gbà yẹn ọ̀nà àwọn ọ̀nà yẹn kò sí ẹ̀dá rárá ọ̀nà ìjọba àpapọ̀ dẹni kí gómìnà wa jókòó pé àwọn aráàlú wa ló ń gba bíbá yìí á ṣe ọ̀nà yìí kẹwàá ní tó bá ṣe òṣèfọ́lọ́ ni Ọ̀yọ́ ló wa tó bá jẹ́ ẹ̀nà gómìnà ṣẹ́yìn lórílẹ̀ méjì ni so kò sí cohesion kò sí àjọṣepọ̀ tó dánmọ́rán láàrin gbogbo wọn kálukú wò pé àwọn pè ní competition tí wàá àwa la ṣe àwọn náà ṣe àwọn náà ṣe àwọn náà ṣe.
ọ̀gbẹ́ni Michael Ogunṣina àbí ṣé òfin nìkan lórí ìbéèrè
yìí tí àwọn ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ yìí bóyá ìdúró ìsọ̀lẹ̀ kan bóyá ọ̀nà ti hú kìíní káṣẹ̀ má máa dúró de ìgbà tó náà ìbá wa bàjẹ́ tó pátápátá tó jẹ́ pé iye táwa fi ṣe yóò wá di ẹbọ sí wa lọ́rùn bóyá kí wọ́n ní àwọn tó ń lọ káàkiri àwọn ojú ọ̀nà bóyá lóṣù mẹ́ta ni bóyá lẹ́ẹ̀mejì lọ́dún ni o tó ti fi jẹ́ pé agbọ̀n ibi tó bá ti ń bàjẹ́ wọ́n á tètè ṣe kó tó wá di pé ọ̀nà yẹn ó tẹ̀ wá di nǹkan tí ò ṣe é gbà mọ́.
wàhálà ta ní orílẹ̀-èdè ni pé àwọn olóṣèlú ọ̀ṣọ́ tọrọ àti pé àwọn tó wọ́n fún iṣẹ́ ń gbà mí àwọn tó ń fún iṣẹ́ ń gbà mí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn kàn ń gba owó ni wọ́n ṣe nǹkan kan ẹ̀wọ̀n tí gómìnà pẹ̀lẹ́ yóò ṣe gbàtàn dé àwọn ní alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀nà ló wà ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí.
àwọn tó yẹ sí yìí àwọn onímọ̀ ẹ̀rọ fúnra rẹ̀.
tó jẹ́ pé àwọn ọ̀nà yìí owó ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ lẹ fún kọngilá agbaṣẹ́ṣe kó lọ ṣiṣẹ́ kó wọ́n ṣe nǹkan kan àbí kò ṣe parí ń tà kọ́ ṣe nígbà àwọn ọ̀nà yẹn àwọn ọ̀nà tó ń parí yẹn á lọ parí ẹ̀ tiwa tá a bá parí ẹ̀ tán bá ṣe ń ṣe yẹn lọ àtúnṣe ọ̀nà yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ la máa ṣe àwọn ọ̀nà míì lọ.
operational portal.
operational portals ẹ wo ọ̀nà ìdí àpẹ tí gómìnà ṣe láìpẹ́ kì í ṣe pé ó ti ń wù kì í ṣe pé ó ti ń wù àmọ́ pé ọ̀nà ìbò ṣe da àwọn tó ṣe nǹkan tó ń ṣe síbẹ̀ kò dáa tó
ọ̀dà náà ò ga tó
ọ̀nà so ẹ jẹ́ ká fi kún ìyẹn ni pé ẹ jẹ́ ká wọ ọ̀nà ẹ wo ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀nà tó ń tún ṣe nípìnlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ kì í ṣe pé ó ti bàjẹ́ pátápátá báyẹn àmọ́ nísìn operation no portal bó ṣe kó rí nìyẹn ẹ wo ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀nà ìjọba àpapọ̀ nísìn tẹ́ máa ìgbà míì tẹ́ máa lọ rìn àjò bóyá Benin sí Ṣàgámù ni bóyá Benin sí Ọ̀rẹ́ ni ẹ máa gbé irú kọ́lọ̀ máa ṣàánú wa ni federal roads.
ọ̀gbẹ́ni Michael Ogunsina nípínlẹ̀ Ondo wọ́n ní Agboola Ajayi ó tún ti ń gbìmọ̀ràn láti bọ́ sí inú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú míì ọjọ́ ti lọ. mo fẹ́ ní kí n béèrè pé ṣé ìfẹ́ ìlú lè mọ múyàn káàkiri inú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú.
ẹ wo ká má para ká má kọ̀ pa ìfẹ́ ara wọn ni àwọn ará ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo ni kán lajú wọn dáadáa kán lajú wọn kán má yẹ kán fi rẹ́dì kan lómi ọbẹ̀ lọ.
Hello, ẹ káàárọ̀
orúkọ yín bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí pè wá.
láti odòrò Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́.
ẹ sà ẹ káàárọ̀ ìwọ lẹ́fẹ̀ẹ́ dá sí ọ.
mo kí ẹni ṣiṣẹ́ ní agbára Ọlọ́run. mo dẹ̀ kí Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn bàbá Michael Ogunsina ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ òmìnira kó bàjẹ́.
àmì sà àmì ẹ káàárọ̀.
ẹ̀rí kú ló rọ̀ pa ọmọ òṣèwà ẹ̀ka àti lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. ẹ mọ sọ kọkọ tí tẹ mọ tó mọ mi pé ọlọ́tẹ̀kì náà ní ṣáájú gbogbo nǹkan tó bá láwọn fẹ́ ṣe. mo nígbàgbọ́ pé gọ́vnọ̀ kì í Mákindé padà di pẹ́sidẹ́ǹtì Nàìjíríà lágbọ́n tó láwọn ilé ìlú tí wọ́n mẹ́tọ̀ ọlọ́tẹ̀kì ní ẹgbẹ̀rún ẹ̀kúṣẹ́ ẹ̀sà Haruna látọ̀dọ̀ Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́.
ẹ ṣe ọ̀gá wa.
08055009850 ó náà ní nọ́mbà tí ẹ fi lè pè wá sórí ètò. Hello.
Ẹ káàárọ̀. Ẹ káàárọ̀ o.
Ẹ káàárọ̀.
Ẹ ti wọlé sórí ètò orúkọ yín ibi tí ẹ ti pè.
mo kí alàgbà Michael Ogunsina.
ẹ káàárọ̀ sà mo kí yín sà.
mo kí gbogbo àwọn olè.
08055009850.
ẹ lè tún wa pè.
Hello, ẹ káàárọ̀. Orúkọ yín bọ̀lẹ̀ tí pè wá. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ tẹ́ bá ti fẹ́ pè wá ẹ kúrò níbi tí
rédíò yín wà ká lè gbọ́
wa dáadáa. Hello,
ẹ káàárọ̀.
ẹ káàárọ̀. Orúkọ yín bọ̀lẹ̀ tí pè wá. Yes sir. Orúkọ yín.
Sẹ́mi òde ṣe láti ṣàkíní.
láti ṣàkí.
ẹ káàárọ̀ sà.
ẹ káàárọ̀.
nípa ètayọ àbí nípa arákùnrin tó kú ọmọ PDP. Agboola Ajayi.
ó fẹ́ kúrò ní o.
níkẹrọ àwọn olóṣèlú wa tó fẹ́ kúrò. a rí pé tàbá òdìdí ó ti yí wa pé kì í ṣe pé bóyá à ń fẹ́ ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo lónìí ìpínlẹ̀ tara tiẹ̀ so ilẹ̀ lónìí ẹgbẹ́ tó kúrò nínú ẹgbẹ́ kẹtọ ní ọ̀gá rẹ̀ òṣèré dáadáa so kò ṣe kò ṣe bí jẹ́ kó ṣe so kò tó wá lọ sínú PDP so o tó wá wọlé ńbẹ̀ náà o tó wá kó nu PDP náà o tó fẹ́ kó nu PDP náà so o tó fẹ́ lọ sí another party so a rí pé tí a bá wò a rí pé kí èsì pé bóyá ń fẹ́ ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo ní ìpínlẹ̀ tara tiẹ̀ ilẹ̀ lónìí so kò sì yẹ ni ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì nípa Mr. Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn tí wọ́n ń bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ so èmi fẹ́ rọ̀ wọ́n fún dàbò torí Ọlọ́run so gbogbo tí wọ́n bá ṣe fún ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n bá sọ so pẹ̀lú ọmọ ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ máa dì wọ́n dání so èmi rọ̀ wọ́n fún máa ṣe déédéé kó má fi sí pàṣẹ kan ju pàṣẹ kan lọ so kó wọ́n dúró tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ kó wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ bó ti yẹ kí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ torí pé gbogbo tí wọ́n sọ yẹn so gbogbo ẹlọ́mọ ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ń gbé gbogbo ni wọ́n sì ń dé mọ́lẹ̀ so Ọlọ́run níjẹ́ kó ń ṣiṣẹ́ o.
ẹ ṣeun a nílé àǹfààní láti gba ìpè kankan mọ́ adúgbò náà gbogbo èyí tí ẹ ti dá sètò ní òwúrọ̀ tòní ọ̀gbẹ́ni Michael Ogunsina ẹ ṣeun.
ẹ mú kí yàrá lè pàdé di ọ̀la lágbára Ọlọ́run ẹ̀yin tá à ń retí ọ̀rọ̀ ọdún wa ọ̀la lọ́dún o.
títí ọ̀la tá a ti mọ̀ pàdé èyí Táyọ̀ Olúṣọlá lèmi jẹ́ Táyọ̀ láwọn tó pàdé.
Lọ́lá ọ̀sán yìí ni orúkọ tèmi mú kí wáyé pé ká máa fèrè pàdé.
98.5 FM.